good. Okay, we live, everybody. And we are live. Coming.
Wanna murder me, but never heard me. Intellectually, it's a murder scene. Claiming you a scholar, get the clock out. Claiming you a scholar, get the clock out. Wanna murder me, but never heard me. Intellectually, it's a murder scene. Claiming you a scholar, get the clock out. Claiming you a scholar, get the clock out. Black excellence at its finest. Yeah, using big words, but he can't define it. Then it hit him with the cannon, don't you stand behind him. It's about to get hot, watch me change the climate. He's nothing but a novice and he show his heart. Man, I think this rookie's done, sticking with a fork. Yeah, he treading water, swimming with the sharks. You will never see the light, living in the dark. The only thing he study is just information. Till I show him all his flaws and his calculation. Gotta leave his dummy dead as a demonstration. So I hit him with the cake with no hesitation. It's a wealth of knowledge you ain't never seen. Chop his body up and weigh the dead on a triple beam. Got this bully on my phone and he keep calling me. Need me to come and pick him up from another murder scene. And he's telling me, I don't know why they keep invading me. I said we just don't keep kicking their ass into reality. Shoot the 7,000 said they want a war, but they should have already known that's what we're looking for. Wanna murder me, but never heard me. Intellectually, it's a murder scene. Claiming you a scholar, get the clock out. Claiming you a scholar.
Yeah, already, man. JJ7K. Y'all know how it go, man. We got us another one. Another one for the Lions Den, you know what I'm talking about? Coming out the Silkite Kingdom. We got Duran and we got JJ7K here tonight. These two gladiators are about to battle it out. Battle of intelligence. They say it's about to be blood on the walls, on the floor, and on the windows. So I'm going to go ahead and bring these two gladiators out. You know what I'm saying? Let them introduce themselves, and then we're going to get into it. So let me go ahead and introduce the first debater, JJ7K. Introduce yourself, brother.
He might not have got back in, Silk, because he said he was going to have to jump off and jump back in. So I'll go ahead and introduce myself. I'm Brother Duran. I go by I-Son whenever I'm teaching. And before I start in any teachings, I always have to give praise to who is my creator, my teacher, my guide, who is I. When myself speaks of I, in the context of a spiritual format, I'm not speaking of myself when saying I. This discussion is about Esau and Jacob. And earlier today, we were on the brother Silky, who's hosting the channel right now, back chat, and the brother challenged me to a discussion. And within 4 hours, here we are about to do this live. My position is Esau has always had the blessing, and it was an illusion to even think that Jacob stole the blessing. And it's just reading 101. If you would just take the time to read the scriptures and not be misguided and tricked and fooled, is what the devil does. So I'm going to show you the difference between someone who is spiritually reading from above, and you'll be listening to someone who was from below, who was speaking from the side of Jacob. I believe the brother's on the stage now, so if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, brother.
Y'all hear me? Keep talking.
Yeah, we can hear you.
I'm trying to get this. Okay.
You might be good now.
Let him keep talking for a second, and I'm gonna get my screen shared, and I'm gonna I can stay on. I can stay on.
All right. Yeah, we're trying to make sure we haven't got too much glitching.
I didn't hear anything you said, but hey, welcome to. Right. Let me go ahead and formally.
All right, JJ, you got it. Take it away.
Y'all know who I am. I'm JJ7000, the Dick of Molly. Yeah, we might have a little bit of a delay, but this discussion arose like 7 or 8 years ago. The brother came in to back in the Lions Den, and I have never heard anybody say that Esau is the one who's going to get the spiritual inheritance. So I kind of thought back then that maybe it's a miscommunication, bad perception of what he's reading. I'm on the side that Esau never had a spiritual inheritance. He was never promised anything like that. Esau was a worldly character. Esau never had even no connect, not a big. He didn't have a big connection with Yahweh of the Bible, the correct. He went out. Him and his people worshiped Baal and all these other gods. The purpose of Jacob was to be that next chosen one that the bloodline had to go through because of the fall of man in the garden, right? So to get to Christ, you had to start somewhere. So you had to start with Jacob. But my opponent is saying tonight that no, Esau is the rightful heir for the spiritual inheritance. And he's going to prove it. This is what he's telling me. From my research, maybe I'm missing something, but from my research, I don't see that. So this is what we're gonna get straightened out. He finally wanted to get a chance to get in the ring with me. I want to give a shout out to my wife, my queen, Jenny Hayes, Sister Kareem, the Lions Den, and the rest of the team. Very important discussion. It's very important because a lot of guys come into the community, and it comes just to name a few. You know, these type of characters, the Christ Michaels and the Holy Ghosts and guys like that. So we're gonna have a real respectful conversation. Hopefully, it can lead to a debate. But I doubt if he even make it up out of here in the preliminary.
All right. There we go. There they go. We got the intros out the way. You know what I'm saying? We can no more ceremonies. All right. Let me go ahead and show these boys the clock. We got the clock right there. You know what I'm saying? We're going to do 2-minute intervals. So I believe it's JJ up first, right? All right. JJ, you got 2 minutes. The clock starts now.
You want me to go first minutes?
Trying to make sure your system's right.
That's what I'm getting to.
Hold on,
to my premise.
Hey, Silky, go on mute, and I'm going to go on mute and see if that helps.
I have a premise that I want to the audience. And then I need to leave 4 minutes. 4 minutes. So let me show. Yeah. Because really, this is his argument. So we can go 5 minutes. I know these guys want me to go first on their argument. So when I go first.
Go ahead, JJ. Take your time and do what you got to do.
Brother Duran, let the moderator. I don't need you to help him moderate, bro. Let the moderator moderate. Come on, man. I don't need you to be telling me I'm just fine. Everything is gonna be.
So we're going on 4 minutes.
Hey, handle. I'm gonna go first, but you're the affirmative. But they always want me to go first. It's okay. All right. Let me get to my information.
All right, so JJ's up first. Starting the clock now. You got 4 minutes.
So I find my
okay, I'll wait. Hold on.
It's okay. All right.
5.
Don't start my
5
time
minutes.
until my I give my information.
Not a problem.
Let's see.
All right, we're gonna wait on them to get the information. Yeah, we're not in a rush because we're trying to make sure we get we handle all this business. We're trying to get all this squared away and put the rest tonight. They say they're gonna fight to the death, so it's going down. There's only one can only be one tiger on the hill. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what you're going to see tonight, brother. He's a lion, and I'm the tiger. So let's get it going.
I want to start. Hold on. Don't start my time until I get to where my information. Yeah. Let's see. I'm going to get to my opening. I got a lot of information. Can y'all see my screen? Oh, no.
Yeah, it's showing. You on the screen?
You see my screen, buddy? Yeah, okay. Okay. All right. Well, let's just start right here, y'all. All right.
Okay, all right. It's official. 5 minutes starts now.
All right. And then let me know when my time is up. All right. So this is my premise. I'm going to bring a premise to this. I know there's a delay. So I'm going to bring a premise to this. Go ahead and start my time. So let me know when I can go.
Green light.
Let me know when I can go.
You can start now.
And everybody mute their mic. All right. Bet. All right. So the topic of this discussion, hopefully, is leading to a debate. Did Jacob steal Esau's spiritual inheritance? So this is a comprehensive examination of divine sovereignty. We have to know the definition of that. Human choice and the Abrahamic covenant. This is what I mean. This is my unraveling a persistent misconception. So let's begin tonight by immersing ourselves in one of the Bible's most enduring and frequently misinterpreted narratives that intertwine destinies of Jacob and Esau for millennia. This tale from the book of Genesis that captivated the audience, often accumulating in a widely accepted yet deeply flawed interpretation. The conventional wisdom casts Jacob, the younger twin, as a cunning and manipulative figure who deceitfully wrestles away what was rightfully Esau. This is the misconception. This is what they put out there. Specifically, the birthright. The problem is, I'm going to get straight to it. The birthright has nothing to do with a spiritual inheritance, and that spiritual inheritance has to be a spiritual inheritance because of what the fall of man in the Garden of Eden. Once Adam fell, the Most High in that book had to redeem mankind, and it had to come through a specific bloodline. It had to come through the conventional wisdom, casts Jacob, the younger twin, like I say, as manipulative, but the birthright and patriarch blessings and the extension, the very spiritual inheritance destined for the firstborn. This perspective often frames Esau as a tragic victim. This is my and robbed, from his birthright. However, we're embarked on a critical reevaluation of this ingrained assumption. We'll pose a series of questions that he's not going to be able to deal with that will cut to the very heart of this narrative. Because Esau was never promised a spiritual inheritance. And the mistake that a lot of us is making in the community is that they're confusing a blessing, a birthright. That is a human, a fleshly, a worldly benefit. Esau was never prophesied to redeem all of mankind. So my argument is supported by a careful reading of scripture and the understanding of the Abrahamic covenant, because it started with Abraham. But my opponent wants to say that, but Terah, it started with Terah. Terah was never promised any type of covenant to redeem mankind. See? So the Abrahamic covenant is a resounding no to both questions. I contend that the narrative is far more nuanced, reflecting profound theological truths about divine sovereignty. The divine sovereignty is the Most High God doing what He wants at His will, not abiding or going by the man's tradition of the firstborn. It gets a birthright. Esau gave away his birthright. He didn't even respect that. So how he's going to get a spiritual inheritance? See, my argument is supported by, like I say, reading scriptures of the Abrahamic covenant, and is a resounding to. Okay, I read that part. Hold up. So what I'm saying, I know just 4 minutes because I have a big premise, so I don't really like rush through it. But I'm gonna read this. Before we dissect the action of Jacob and Esau, it is imperative to establish a clear definition of a spiritual inheritance. See, within the context of the Abrahamic covenant, this context transcends mere earthly possessions or the ceremonial blessings a father might bestow upon his firstborn son. But it was never prophesied that a spiritual inheritance would come through the bloodline of Esau. See, for the people of the Bible, especially in relation to their God, Yahweh, this spiritual inheritance represented a profound, exclusive, and transformative covenant relationship with the one true God that Esau didn't have. So this inheritance encompasses several non-negotiable components that my opponent. Okay, I'll come back to it. Yeah. I'm gonna come back to my premise on my next one.
All right, now, Duran, get your stuff together.
I got a premise.
I'm good, bro.
You go chill.
Yeah.
As soon as he mute up, I'm ready.
And put Duran on the screen. Are you on the screen, Duran?
Take my screen down.
Yeah, I'm in there. That's fine. That's fine. You can leave me like you got me. It don't matter. It's no big deal.
Put them on the screen. If you want to show anything, put them on the screen.
Nah, I can't. I don't have my computer, so I'm going to give you the scriptures that I'm going to read, and I have them on my computer. But I didn't log this through my computer, so I'm on my phone.
Read them out, and JJ agrees. With the scriptures. That would be good.
Yeah. I'll give you all the scriptures.
Okay, not a problem. So you ready? You want me to start your time now?
Yeah. I'm good.
All right, let's go. All right, Duran, it's on you with the rebuttal, and your time starts now.
All right. Well, as we can obviously see, whatever he's reading, he probably didn't write most of it because he probably couldn't say like 6 or 7 of those words. So that in itself tells me that he's taken somebody's ideology and now he wants to come and challenge someone who actually really studied this stuff. Like I said, he challenged me like 3 to 4 hours ago. It took me about 10 minutes to write down what I needed to write down so we can just move forward on this. And I can just demolish what he thinks he doesn't, what he thinks he knows, but I know he don't know. Now, yes, he is correct that there's 2 different blessings. There's a spiritual blessing and then there's a birthright. So he wants to discuss the spiritual blessing. But notice he never even talked about what the spiritual blessing truly was. So I'll start with scripture 1 Peter 1:23. And this is what it says: for you have been born again, that is reborn from above, spiritually transformed, renewed, and set apart from his purpose, not a seed which is perishable, but from that which is imperishable and immortal, that is through the living and everlasting word of the Creator. So JJ doesn't understand what this is talking about. So what this is referring to, it's referring to a body that has to come from a pure seed, meaning that it is not tampered with. It's pure. It comes from one bloodline. It is not infiltrated by another bloodline. And as we go on, I'll break that down to you. So what I will do now until my time is up, I'll tell you how this all started and how Abraham and his house and his family is the only seed that can be involved in the birth of this Messiah or Savior, whom wasn't Jesus. What I will say is that Israel and Christians both will get hit. This is a 2-for-1 right here. because unfortunately the Christians have sided with the Israelites to believe that they know what they're talking about, and they don't. So you've all been duped and misguided. So let's see how this all starts. Let's go to Genesis 15, 3 to 6, and I'll read it. And Abraham said, behold, to me, thou hast given no seed, and lo, one born in my house is mine heir. And behold, the word of the Lord came unto him, saying, this shall not be thine heir, but he that shall come forth out of thine own bowels shall be thine heir. And he brought forth abroad and said, look now toward the heavens and tell the stars, if thou be able to number them. And he said unto him, so shall thy seed be. And he believed in the Lord, and he counted it to him for righteousness. So right here, Abraham is being told his seed. No other seed can be involved in this situation. Only Abraham's seed. Now let's go to Genesis 16, 1 through 3. Now Sarah, Abraham's wife, bare him no children, and she had a handmaiden, an Egyptian, whose name was Hagar. And Sarah said unto Abraham, behold, now the Lord have restrained me from bearing. I pray thee, go into my handmaid, my maid, and may be that I may obtain children by her. And Abraham hearkened to Sarah's voice, and Sarah, Abraham's wife, took Hagar, her maid, the Egyptian, after Abraham had dwelt 10 years in the land of Canaan, and gave her to her husband and Abraham to be his wife. It's a lot of misconceptions where people think that Hagar was not married to Abraham. So now let's go to Genesis 17, 2 to 10. And this is the Creator talking to Abraham. I will make my covenant between me and thee, and will multiply thee seed exceedingly. And Abraham fell on his face, and the Creator talked with him, saying, as for me, behold, my covenant is with thee, and thou shalt be the fathers of many nations. Neither shall thy name be any more called Abram, but thy name shall be Abraham, for the father of many nations have I made thee. And I will make thee exceedingly fruitful, and I will make nations of thee, and kings will come out of thee.
And that's time.
Okay.
And that is time. The first round is out of the way. JJ7K, the tone is set. Both of these gladiators are bringing it. JJ, let me know when you're ready. We kick off the second. Y'all rocking with your host, the host with the most, your boy Silky D, bringing it live. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Lions Den, JJ7K. We can see, I believe, yeah, we can see it. You are on the screen. Mic check, JJ. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Lions Den, JJ7K. Mic check, JJ. Houston to JJ coming in. Houston to JJ.
It's a delay. Like I'm hearing, all right. So I'm getting ready to talk.
Okay, you ready for me to start the time?
Because
he breaking up. Maybe go out and come back in, JJ.
Bro. He didn't even. Man, I can't concentrate. So, can y'all hear me?
We could barely hear you. We have a little technical difficulties, y'all. We're trying to work the kinks out.
This is really okay. Let me. This is really.
Shout out to the debaters tonight.
So we might just do this on the all right. Wait, damn it. All right. I want to get this out there because this guy don't even know how to set up a debate, man. You don't. You didn't come with no premise at all. Nothing. Can I be heard?
Hold on. We starting your time, JJ? Did he go out? Oh, he's still.
Can y'all hear me?
That was you, Duran?
I'm good over here. I'm just letting him get his stuff together.
Yeah, we're trying to get JJ. Man, you got to get that. Yo, you getting hit with the glitch hard. We're just waiting on JJ to get his stuff together, y'all. Get his communications and the network going.
I don't think Yahweh paid his bill. He should have got some. He should have got some of that corn and wine from Jacob. But I ain't gonna kick a man while he's down. I'm gonna wait till he come on back in here so I can finish.
Yeah, we gotta hold it in. I mean, y'all go as many rounds as y'all need to put an end to it.
Oh yeah, I'm just slow walking. It ain't no big deal.
Yeah.
I ain't in no rush. Sometimes you gotta be surgical, my brother. You gotta be surgical.
You gotta marinate that thing, huh? Ain't nothing like a slow roast.
Ain't nothing like a slow roast.
Yeah, we just waiting on 7K to get on back up in here so we can get the party started.
You know what's crazy? This is channel.
Out of all the stuff, huh?
Oh my goodness, this is his show.
Yeah, he got too many graphics on the something going. You know, dang. He gonna delete some of that, delete some of the old photos and pictures. Yeah, clean out that computer a little bit.
Well, he didn't need to put that stuff in there. He trying to talk to me about it. Guarantee you that.
We're gonna see.
This ain't even the prelim. This is just the pre.
You silly. Shout out to the Lions Den. You know what I'm talking about? One time for the one time over here. You know.
You ready now? Yeah, we can hear you now. All right, come on now. Get it together.
Brother, you okay, so the rules of engagement, like I said when we started, was to have a premise. And y'all notice he went into just reading scripture. You supposed to be telling us how Esau has a spiritual inheritance. How start my time. How Esau is connected to the Most High. Esau didn't have no prophets. Nothing came from the bloodline of Esau, bro. So let me get my screen back up. Stop my time, man. Because so you wasted my time. I come with a premise, but I had to cut it short because my premise is so goddamn long. So let me get back to it. Can y'all hear me? I'm gonna beat the shit out. Excuse my language. Let's get back to my premise. What you got to deal with. So he don't understand, ladies and gentlemen, what a spiritual inheritance is. He think a birthright, like if you the oldest son, and then your daddy died, you get a little extra portion. You get to be the leader of an earthly family. Esau was never prophesied to come back and redeem mankind for what happened in the garden. Esau gave away his birthright. This mighty hunter, right? And then I'm gonna go into the esoteric meaning of that. But right now, this guy looks at it literally, so we're gonna deal with that. So the inheritance encompasses several non-negotiable components, right? Exclusive monotheism. He gonna say, "Oh, he can't spell it. He can't read the word." See, that's the first thing he come out with the ad hom. This is how you know he's a rookie debater. He didn't give you no meat and potatoes to even get you ready for a debate. So, because this is spiritual inheritance, demanded the worship of Yahweh alone. Did Esau do that? The fundamental command: you should not have any other gods before me. That's Exodus 20:3. Oh, well, he reading some sources and references. That don't count. I mean, you shouldn't even got in a ring with me with this nonsense, bro. You shouldn't. So we know that Esau is don't even connect with their God of the Bible. So let's get to some of these. Hey, stop my time for a minute. My screen stopped.
Okay, time stopped at 3:33.
I only had 30 seconds left, man. We're gonna have to bump this up to 5-6 minutes, man. I don't, you know, what is it? He's not even building the foundation.
Wait,
Go 5. Go 5. I said 5.
All right, 5 minutes on the clock.
I got a lot. He don't have anything.
He said he's not running. He said he's here all night, JJ.
Okay, good. But I'm not gonna give up. I want him to bring something. Where is his premise?
He said he's gonna bring it in the next couple rounds. I'm guessing. I don't know.
So let me get to it. Hold up. Let me. I lost my spot. Okay. So here's the problem.
Press 5.
See, so here's the problem. Here's the problem right here. The most crucial element in actually interpreting this narrative, the Esau and Jacob narrative, is often overlooked and downplayed in the divine pre-selection. For those of you who don't know what divine pre-selection is, it means your destiny has already been approved, has already been mapped out before you're born. This has nothing to do with, oh, I'm born first. So that means that I get the birthright, I get the blessings, and I get a spiritual inheritance. Everybody, all the big brothers would get spiritual inheritance if it worked like that. See, so he don't know nothing about divine pre-selection that occurred before Jacob and Esau ever drew their first breath. This was not a choice based on their foreseen merits or subsequent action or any social conviction of birth order, but solely on the Creator's sovereign will and redemptive purpose for what happened in the garden. Somebody got to redeem it. That's part of the story. So this is what your problem is. Watch this, because the older will serve the younger. Now, who's the older? You don't have you don't have a leg to stand on, bro. You're gonna get beat up. I promise you. He ain't bringing you nothing. Now, the pivotal revelation comes in Genesis 25 and 23, while Rebecca was pregnant with the struggling twins and in distress by the turbulent activity within her womb. Let me pronounce the words real clear for this guy, because that's the only argument he got. JJ mispronounced the word. She sought divine counsel, and the creative response was absolute and foundational. 2 nations in your room, 2 people from within you will be separated. One will be stronger than the other, and the older will serve the younger. This is a prophetic declaration. It's utterly paramount in our discussion. It's still my premise. See, it was made clear before they were born, before Esau demonstrated any contempt for his birthright. Let me say that again. Before any contempt of his birthright. You ain't even in my league, bro. And before Jacob engaged in any act of deception, this was already set in stone by the Creator. I guess he don't know that. He acting like Esau. He worried about worldly things. See, that's what the esoteric meaning is. It's a worldly thing. I don't know what you're doing, man, but let's continue. See, so this was the Most High's God, unprompted, unilateral statement of intent, a divine decree. He's not going to he's not going to address what the divine decree that fundamentally altered the expected trajectory based on the predestination of this spiritual lineage. There's a spiritual lineage that has to redeem mankind. That is the whole covenant that was bestowed upon Abraham. He wants to go to Abraham's daddy, who has nothing. His daddy was an idol worshiper. You go to these other non-canonical books, and it's saying that, Abraham went in there, and his daddy had all these idols and different guys. Abraham beat them all up except one. And his daddy came in there and said, well, damn, who did this? He left that one up there and said, he did it. Daddy was like, it's a goddamn lie. His daddy was not connected to this covenant that was given to Abraham. So this truth is further underscored in Romans 9, 10, and 13, where the Apostle Paul explicitly referenced this very passage to illustrate God's sovereign right to choose according to his own purpose, independent of human works or merit, sir. Yet before the twins were born, this is what he said. Or he had anything good or bad, in order that God's purpose in election might stand, not by works, but by him who calls. This debate, that's why he ain't gonna show up for this debate. See? She was told the older will serve the younger. My question to you, this is rhetorical. Who's the older? Jacob, ain't? Let's keep going. See? So the older will serve the younger. That is written that Jacob I love and Esau that I despise. Or some misinterpret say hated. It is a conventional term signifying a choice not to enter into the covenant with Esau. But he wants y'all to enter. He wants to teach y'all to be in a covenant with wickedness, to be in a covenant with worldly desires. See? Microwave money. Putting your earthly possessions and things over the spiritual connection to the Creator.
Time.
He's a tonight, y'all. Go ahead, let us talk.
That's time. All right. And we are rolling with this thing.
Tell me when you're ready, brother.
Duran, I'm walking to my car and I'm driving right now. But my house is about 5 minutes. So go ahead and start whenever you're ready.
Okay, brother. All right. As you notice, most of the time this brother just talked about myself, which is pathetic. I mean, that's because he really doesn't have anything to discuss. Now, you notice he brought up Rebecca, and Rebecca sought divine counsel. In Genesis 15:5, where I read to you, I said the descendants of Abraham and Abraham only. Rebecca is not a descendant of Abraham. She is a niece and a relative. So she never had any authority over the covenant giving to Abraham, which would be the blessing. And this is what, when I opened up, I talked about an incorruptible seed and a corruptible seed. He's speaking of Rebecca, who is the corruptible seed. She is the one that brought in this so-called blessing from this God, but she's not even from a monotheistic, she's from a polytheistic. So he was right when he said monotheistic, but Rebecca is polytheistic. She comes from the house of Nahor. He doesn't know this stuff. So I'm just going to finish where I left off. So I was on Genesis 17:5, and this is the Creator talking to Abraham. And this is where the covenant comes in. And this is how you know who the seed is and who the child is that will get it. It says, neither shall thy name anymore be called Abram, but thy name shall be called Abraham, for the father of many nations have I made thee. And I will make thee exceedingly fruitful, and I'll make the nations of thee, and kings shall come out of thee. And I will establish my covenant between me and thee and thy seed after thee. So he said, me and thee. So Abraham and Jacob. Well, this is the creator saying from Abraham to Isaac, then to Esau. All right, I'll read this again for you. And I will establish my covenant between me and thee. Okay, the me is the creator, the thee is Abraham, and thy seed after thee. That would be Isaac. After in their generations for any everlasting covenant to be the creator unto thee and to thy seed after thee. So who is the seed after Isaac? We'll get to that. And I will give unto thee and to thy seed and after thee the land wherein thou art the stranger and all the Canaan and the everlasting possessions. I will be their creator. So let's go to 18 now. 17, 18. No clue. And Abraham said unto the creator, and this is when Abraham thought Ishmael would be that one, but the covenant came after Ishmael was already born. So Abraham said unto that, he said to the creator, oh, that Ishmael might live before thee, meaning he thought Ishmael was going to be the one to get the covenant and the blessing. And the creator said to Sarah, thy wife shall bear thee a son indeed, and thou shalt call him Isaac, and I will establish my covenant with him for an everlasting covenant and with the seed after him. Genesis 17:9. Very important. Who is the seed after Abraham? All right. So then let's go on to 20. And as for Ishmael, I have heard thee. Behold, I have blessed him, and I will make him fruitful and will multiply him exceedingly. 12 princes, and he shall beget, and I will make him a great nation. But my covenant I will establish with Isaac, which Sarah shall bear unto thee, and set time this time next year. And he left off with him, and the creator went up from Abraham. So this whole time, what we notice is the creator is talking directly to Abraham, and the only other person that is to be in the line of this covenant is Isaac. So the creator speaks to it speaks to Abraham and then speaks to Isaac. And then it is the father who passes it down from there. Okay. So let's go down to Genesis 21, because this guy has no clue what he's talking about. I mean, it's already done. That's just the end of it right there, because he used Rebecca. He shot his load right there. So then it says 21:10. Wherefore she said unto Abraham, and this is Sarah trying to control what Abraham is supposed to do, just like Rebecca is trying to control what Isaac is supposed to do. But notice how the creator is always involved in this whole thing. Whereas when Rebecca gets involved, she has to become a liar and a deceiver for it to happen. But watch how much order the creator is and not chaos, because this is an incorruptible seed that's being dealt with versus a corruptible seed, which causes lies and chaos. Now, wherefore she said unto Abraham, cast out his bondwoman and her son, for the son is of this bondwoman should not be heir with my son, even with Isaac. And the thing was very grievous in Abraham's sight because of his son. And the creator said unto Abraham, let it not be grievous in thy sight because of the lad and because of thy bondwoman, and all that Sarah hath said unto thee, hearken unto her voice, for Isaac shall be the seed called. Now notice when Sarah is telling Abraham to do something, the creator goes and says to Abraham, because all the authority goes through the father, not the wife. So the creator had to intervene there and talk to Abraham, because Abraham would have kept it in Ishmael by the rules of patriarch. All right. Now, when Rebecca comes in, who's not even from the house of it. Okay. That's all right.
Oh, well,
right.
Miss Mama, muted.
Hold up, man.
Hold up. Yeah, man. See,
Good
this is
stuff,
why.
good stuff, man. Keep the heat coming. We got
Yeah,
scriptures getting brought out.
did he bring?
Going down.
Let me know when I can go.
Are you ready now, JJ?
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
your time starts now.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Like I say, man, you can see the difference, the levels in a seasoned debater and then somebody trying to work their way up from goddamn ground zero. That's where you at with your scholarship, man. I'm just being honest. We didn't come here for you to read the Bible to us and interpret it how you want to interpret it. We talking about, did Jacob steal Esau's spiritual inheritance? That's what you said. Now he all in Abraham and all that. See, he ignores the divine pre-election in Genesis 25 through 23. See, the thesis completely overlooks God's declaration that the older will serve the younger. You cannot get around that, man. Before either twin was born, indicating a divine choice by the Creator for Jacob, not Esau, to carry the spiritual lineage so that Christ can come through that lineage. You just make up the book as you go. This is why I'm a free thinking and truth seeker, because of people like you. You cannot. Yeah, then are you even? What are you? You an Edomite? He's calling something Edomite. He thinks that's the one supposed to rule the earth. You are undermining God's omnipresence, omniscience. Excuse me. It implies God was somehow surprised and thwarted by Jacob's deceptions, rather than the sovereignty orchestrating it because it's an order. You contradict God's purpose with your thesis. It's just God's stated purpose for Jacob was accidental or achieved only through human sin, rather than by the Creator's divine will. He's an Edomite, y'all. He loved the world. You see, you're limiting God's agency. The Creator in this book, it positions human deceit more powerful than God's declared plan. What is Esau playing? Since he's supposed to be running stuff, and the other people, according to the book, they in the wrong spot. What is his plan, sir? Huh? Then you ignore Romans 9, 10, and 13. Paul's clear theological explanation that the Creator's choice is based on what? Did you read that? His calling, not human works or birth order. You're done. You might have not even show up for the debate, because I got plenty more. You said you waited 8 years for this. You should have waited 8 more years. Get your act together. Because he sees flaws regarding Esau. How about these flaws regarding Esau's own actions and character? He ain't gonna tell you about that. Esau's contempt, this is number 1, y'all. His contempt for his birthright. The thesis fails to account for Esau's own voluntary act of despising and selling his birthright for a goddamn Big Mac. Demonstrating his low regard for spiritual things. Esau, esoterically, represents your lower self, valuing the world and its materialism, not working hard to get by doing things righteous. He's Esau in front of us, trying to lead. He's a blind trying to lead people with their eyes open. We have our eyes open. You can't lead us, Stevie. Then you're wondering what's going on. Now look at this, y'all. This guy, he's not going to show up for the debate. How about Esau's materialistic priorities? Did you talk about that, Brother Ron? No, you didn't. It overlooks Esau's consistently valuing immediate physical gratification over long-term spiritual privilege, like I just said. Then how you gonna keep the bloodline going? And they mad at Esau for marrying Hittites and other nations. What is this guy talking about? Well, you are Abraham. We ain't talking about Abraham. We know Abraham's the father of many nations, but one of these nations, there has to be a bloodline to bring Christ back to redeem mankind according to this book. So Esau idolatrous marriages in Genesis 25, verse 34 and 35. Go read it to him and you come back on here. and also in Genesis 28, 8, 9. Your thesis ignores Esau's choice of Canaanite and Ishmaelite wives, which grieved Isaac and Rebekah. They weren't happy about that, sir. What are you talking about? Man, give me some better competition, man. You wait 8 years. You better wait another goddamn 100 years before you get in the ring with me. I do some recording for you, and the people living in the future can see I'm still whooping his ass. Now look at this, y'all. Because Isaac and Rebekah wasn't going for this because it endangered the purity of the covenant's lineage. The covenant's lineage, showing Esau disregard for the covenant principles, showing Esau disregard for his birthright.
Time.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep. Oh, watch.
Time.
You ready, brother?
Okay, Duran.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready. Yeah. What you're witnessing is What you witness is his name is JP for Jake Paul. This guy's just an entertainer. If he knows what a premise is, that's what I've been doing the whole time. He's all over the place talking about a whole bunch of nothing. 60% of it is about myself. Now, what I'm trying to show you is that the covenant being made through Abraham can only follow through the line of Abraham. And if Abraham is the patriarch, all of the patriarchs to the sons, and then the son becomes the patriarch because Abraham gives his blessing to Isaac. Now, when it's time for Isaac to call and give a blessing, he never calls Jacob, he calls Esau. So that plainly tells you that everything was going in divine order. When Abraham thought to give it to Ishmael, the Creator stepped in and spoke only to Abraham and gave Abraham the instructions. Let's see if JJ7000, Jake Paul of the back chat, can show us where the Creator told Isaac to give the blessing to Jacob. Not Rebekah, who was from the god of Nahor, who was a polytheist. Now, you got to stop pulling the wool over people's eyes. If we know Rebekah never had any authority over the house of Abraham. She was there to give children to Isaac. And that is why when it was time for the blessing to be given, it was never Rebekah calling anybody. Rebekah was eavesdropping on what Abraham was telling Esau to do and what Esau's instructions was. But you know what she did? She ran back to Jacob and then told Jacob to go get her a calf and then go put on his brother's clothes. Why is Jacob dressing up like Esau if this divine thought of him being the spiritual heir is already given to him? Why is he doing all of this deceit? The same reason why you're doing this deceit, because you have to try to cover up a lie in order to obtain some truth. But you can never overrun truth. You can entertain it, and some people may be misguided, but if they pay close attention to what's being said, you've said nothing about where the covenant came from. You just threw Abraham right out the window, talking about, we're not going to talk about Abraham. How do you talk about Isaac, Jacob, and Esau if you don't talk about Abraham? This is the idiocy of someone much like yourself trying to teach something from off of YouTube and off of some old books you done found, and you really don't have any common knowledge or sense. I'm going directly from the Bible, which everyone can read. So let me pick up from here so I can keep showing you how when Abraham was told that it would go to that it would go to Isaac and not Ishmael, it was all done in order. Genesis 21:10. Wherefore she said unto Abraham, count out this bondwoman and her son, for the son of the bondwoman shall not be the heir with my son, even Isaac. And the thing was very grievous in Abraham's sight because of his son. And God said unto Abraham, let it not be grievous in thy sight because of thy lad and because thy bondwoman, and all that Sarah had said unto thee, hearken unto her voice. For Isaac shall be thy seed. When it's time for Rebekah to use those same words that the Creator said, hearken unto her voice, she told Jacob, hearken unto to my voice. She was the God and the one calling the shot. This is what I'm saying. You don't know what you're talking about. Also, of the son of the bondwoman will I make a nation, because he is thy seed. And Abraham rose up early in the day and took bread and bottle and water and gave it unto Hagar, and putting it unto the shoulder and the child, and sent her away. And they departed and wandered in the wilderness of Beersheba. So therefore we see all kinds of order. There's no lying. There's no chaos. Sarah, you're going to get the seed. He's the covenant. He's the promised child. Ishmael, you're going to go.
Time.
This is too easy.
Let's keep it rolling, y'all. Shoot, another game. We're going to go to somebody drop.
He dropped it. Yeah. So
JJ, let us know when you're ready.
I'm ready. Like I say,
right, JJ7K, it's on you.
I'm sorry y'all had to listen and get a whole bunch of nothingness. You still haven't addressed how Esau is even connected to any kind of messianic lineage. You haven't done that. And he said, I'm reading straight from the Bible. So we supposed to listen to you? You didn't go to school for that. You're not a biblical scholar. You don't have no peer-reviewed articles. You're just running your lip. So the most compelling, so let's talk about the divide and how Esau wasn't even connected to this Bible of this God of the Bible, this creator. The whole story of this Bible is centered around a bloodline that's supposed to redeem mankind, and Esau has nothing to do with that. Esau in the goddamn way. Esau blocking paths and stuff for the so-called Israelites to even get through. So the defining divide, Esau's people and their strange gods. So the most compelling and irrefutable evidence that Esau never possessed a spiritual inheritance from the creator of his God. You see? A national deity apart from Yahweh and their God. The archaeological discoveries and clear biblical texts demonstrate that the Edomites, unlike Israelites, were polytheistic, but they were pre-Israelic Israelites that were dealing with other gods. But their primary national deity, these Edomites, was Qos, Q-O-S, also known as Quas, Q-A-U-S, or Codes. So you don't know about this type of information. K-O-Z-E, look it up. Source, Topical Bible, the gods of the Edomites. See? This was not a minor deity. He was extensively worshipped, and there was inscription bearing his name that had been found throughout Edom. How did the bloodline gonna go through this? You have to say you out of your league, bro. He was venerated as their distinct national god. So wait a minute. Esau is supposed to be one to get this spiritual, because that you agreed to this title. You say that Jacob took Esau's spiritual inheritance. I don't understand that, but he never had one from the gate. See? So he was venerated as their God, just Q-O-S, look it up. And likely, other regional gods like Baal, Ashtaroth, plausibly claim a spiritual inheritance from Yahweh, the God who explicitly and is very jealous demands exclusive worship. You should not have any other God before me. What are the Edomites doing? And I know some of the Israelites strayed away, but they came right back to their God Yahweh. Show us where the Edomites strayed off and they came back. But that's even beside the point, man. I mean, that's just some of the stuff that you got to deal with, bro. There's no death at all. Like he keep going back to this birthright. He keep going back to the situation where Isaac is on his deathbed and Esau. Oh yeah. Jacob was already allotted the spiritual inheritance. But goddamn right, what we gonna give to this idiot for? He already gave him a birthright, and now I'm gonna take title of the whole goddamn family. This dummy don't deserve it. See? So what we need to look at is divine sovereignty. This is already prearranged. There has to be that messianic lineage, and it don't go through Esau. So we established that the spiritual heritage was a covenant relationship with their creator, demanding exclusive monotheistic worship, promising a messianic lineage. There's no promise of an Esau bringing in the messianic lineage. This guy's just making stuff up. Show us the source. Name a scholar. Where's your references, your peer review articles? He calls himself the I son. Yeah, you the I son of God. That's what you are.
Time.
All right, go ahead.
All right, now, Duran, it's on you.
Yeah, I'm ready. I mean, all he's doing is going to study this conversation later, which he should. Now, he's doing all this talking about Esau's God. The book doesn't talk about Esau's God. Yahweh is the God of Israel. So in Isaiah 45:5, it says, I am the Lord. There is no other God. I have equipped you for battle through. Do not even know me. So the whole time, the people that are following Baal, Ashar, Bel, and all of these other gods is the Israelites. So I don't even know how you took that to Esau. Let's get this clear. This is talking about Baal with the Israelites. Make sure you understand that. And I'll pull that scripture out for you if you don't understand it. And that's why their desert God, their community God, Yahweh, was upset with them. All right. Now, again, as I said to you, the covenant is given to the house of Abraham. So only Abraham can pass the covenant down to Isaac. Let's go right here. It says it right here in Genesis 25:5. And Abraham gave all that he had unto Isaac, but unto the sons of the concubines which Abraham had gave gifts and sent them away from Isaac his son, while yet he lived eastward unto the east country. So whenever a blessing and the covenant is transformed, if it's not the creator talking to the patriarch of the family and not the matriarch of the family, then the blessing is in total alignment. So when it is time for Isaac to do his blessing, he does it exactly like Abraham does it. He calls the son who is to get the blessing. This guy is sitting here, keeps talking about a birthright. I'm not bringing up the birthright. You're bringing it up. I just showed you. I'm going to show you now where the covenant comes in is when Rebecca claims to have spoken to the creator of Abraham, but we know she's not from the house of Abraham. She is from the house of Nahor. Genesis 31, I think it's 53. You will see that Nahor is a polytheist. Rebecca is a polytheist. There is nothing in the Bible that says Rebecca accepts the creator of Isaac and Abraham. How do you know that? You want to know the first thing Rebecca did after she had Jacob steal the blessing from Esau? She sent him to Laban's house. Why? Because the whole time she was there to take what was given to Abraham. But she gave birth to who her favorite son was, which was Jacob. What does Jacob's name mean? Supplanter, one who takes something not by righteous means. That's exactly what the plan was. So when Eliezer, who is Abraham's manservant, he was sent to the house of his brother Nahor because he was trying to keep the bloodline tight. So because she is the great-granddaughter of Terah, who is Abraham's father. So when he sends him there, he doesn't want the seed to go outside of there. So when she comes, she brings, like her brother Laban, who is a treacherous, sneaky man. He's the same one that Esau went over there and Jacob went over there and he tricked Jacob. Just like Jacob was doing all the tricking in the house of Abraham, and Rebekah was doing the tricking and deceiving in the house of Abraham, he went home and got a taste of what his other side of his family is like. This guy has no idea what he's talking about. So the covenant, which, as I read to you, it says, and it will be to the seed after Abraham. Notice what it says, the seed after Abraham. And it tells you that when the children were born, one came out hairy and ruddy, and he came out first. His name was Esau, and then, which would have meant he was above Jacob. And then there was one attached to his heel. The only time you see the word heel being talked about in Genesis, and there's a thing called law of first usages, was with Satan, the deceiver, Shaitan, the devil. And he did the exact same thing. He's a heel grabber, which means he is from beneath. So Jacob has always been from beneath. So you can't give the covenant to that which is from beneath. The covenant goes to that which is from above. Didn't Jesus say, I am from above? Even when I go into Esau and Jacob's blessings from Isaac, even after Jacob slipped behind, tried to steal a blessing, watch the difference between the blessing of Jacob and the blessing of Esau. And let's see which one of them got the blessing from above. Let's see which one of them got dominion. Let's see which one of them got the sword. What does the sword mean? The sword is the spirit. Get out of here. You don't want to talk to me.
Okay.
All right, man. Them boys in the zone. Fight to the death.
Yeah, he ain't going up.
All right, MM7K. You about ready?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
All right, time starts now.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So, my opponent is, like I said, he's wrong. Esau and Yahweh's spiritual connection it don't add up. There's no scholar saying Esau's spiritual inheritance was stolen by Jacob. No reputable scholar would argue that Jacob stole Esau's spiritual inheritance. You can look it up, you ain't gonna find it. Because you know why? Esau never had a spiritual inheritance with the creator of the book, as they call him, Yahweh, Yahweh, whatever you want to call it, from the beginning. He never had that. The spiritual inheritance was about the covenant relationship with Yahweh or Yahweh, however you want to call it, the promised land, and the lineage through whom a Messiah would come. There's no Messiah coming through Esau. And they keep talking about Rebekah like he got something against women, like women can't make decisions. But they had Deborah running the Israelites at one point, judging them. See, this is the chauvinistic approach that comes from these ones like him and the ISUPKs. See? The spiritual inheritance is about a covenant relationship. Told you this. See, so he keeps saying Jacob deceived him, the birthright. See, Esau despised his birthright and sold it for stew. I told you in Genesis 25:29. That included a double portion of the family inheritance. That's his fault. And leadership within the family. Hey, when Isaac was on his bed, Jacob like, nah, we'll just go and get this too. I already got the spiritual inheritance. Who wants this clown in front of us? While it had spiritual implications, it wasn't the core spiritual covenant itself, which was what the Creator was supposed to give. So you will keep talking about Isaac. Let's talk about Isaac. See, if I'm addressing the things that he keep bringing up, but he ain't addressing none of that. He hasn't mentioned how Esau is going to lead mankind to redemption, go through his bloodline. He just keep talking about a birthright that hey, yeah, here go a bowl of, here go a Big Mac and fries. What? Tell me what else I need to do to get all this? You idiot! You idiot! Isaac, patriarchal blessing. Now, this was the father's pronouncement over his son. This is earthly stuff. Earthly stuff has nothing to do with a spiritual inheritance. I don't know what's wrong with this guy, which carries immense weight and authority, confirming the recipient and the heir of the family legacy, and also invoking divine favor. Isaac intended this for Esau based on the primogeniture, that's spelled Primogeniture, and personal preference. That's a personal preference. But Jacob obtained it through deceit in Genesis 27. So while Jacob used cunning to get the birthright and Isaac's blessing, the spiritual inheritance from the Creator was never Esau's to lose or to be stolen. You got to prove, you got to get up here and show how it was even originally his. And he has not done that. He has not shown you one scripture saying the spiritual inheritance was. He's talking about a goddamn, I'm the big brother, I get to get a double portion. Then tell that. But you're too dumb, so you want to give it away because you're supposed to be this mighty hunter. You're supposed to be this mighty hunter, and you coming in with the food. I mean, that's on the literal aspect. Well, I'm gonna get into the esoteric meaning of this. He's not going to do that. It don't even make sense. When we all know, if you look at the scholars, Esau represents your lower self. So the Creator's choice for Jacob, that regard, predated any of their actions. I told you that's the spiritual inheritance. It was already predated. Jacob's actions were about securing the earthly manifestation and paternal confirmation of a spiritual destiny that was already divinely appointed to him. You out of your league, sir. You're out of your league. Let's keep it going. You in the ring with the goddamn time. Yeah, but keep it to 5 minutes. It's going good. Go ahead. I ain't even got to listen to this guy. Go ahead.
All right. Duran, you up? You ready?
Yeah, man, I'm always ready for this nut.
All right, man. Let's
anyway,
go.
Yeah. All right. See, now he want to say that I got something against females. I'm a married man. Beautiful daughters, beautiful granddaughters. Stop talking silly. It's what the book says. It says the patriarch, not the matriarch. Now he's sitting up here. He even said, this is the craziest thing I've ever heard. He said, yeah, Jacob got the birthright by deceit. Who gets the birthright? This is what you read. That's why you should write your own stuff or know what's going on. But you literally said out your mouth, Jacob got the birthright by deceit. Well, the deceiver is Satan, just like you over here deceiving people, shepherd for the devil. Pay attention. Now I'm going to read everything you just asked for and show you the blessing, which I told you the patriarch gives, not the matriarch. Okay? It's all right if you're a beta male. I figured out why you think it should be the female now, because you still on the nipple. Now get off the nipple and I'm going to show you how to pay attention to this stuff now. Now, in Genesis 27:23, it says, and he discerned him not. And this is when Jacob has lied and said he was Esau, but I'm just going to start back here. And he discerned him not because his hands were hairy and his brother Esau's hands. So he blessed him. And this is what Isaac says to Jacob. And he said, art thou my very son, Esau? And Jacob said, and he said, I am. Here's Jacob lying. He's saying he's somebody he's not. Come on, man. You look crazy right now. And this is what he got the blessing. And he said, bring it near to me, and I will eat of my venison, that my soul may be blessed thee. And he brought it near to him, and he did eat, and he brought him wine and drink. And the father Isaac said unto him, come near now and kiss me, my son. And he came near and he kissed him, and he smelled the smell of the raiment, and he blessed him. The raiment, whose raiment was it? It was Esau. He's thinking he was talking to Esau the whole time. And he blessed him and said, see, smell of my son is the smell of the field which is the Lord have blessed. Well, we know Jacob wasn't in the field. He was in the house cooking and sewing with his mother because he was a beta just like you. Up under the skirt all day, all night. Stop it. It's the patriarch, not the matriarch. Now, it goes on. This is what he says. So then Isaac says to Jacob, therefore, God give of thee the dew of heaven and the fatness of the earth and plenty corn and wine. Who is the leaders of corn and wine? It is the Caucasian man in America. That's why all of your food has high fructose corn syrup. These are Jacob's people. You're dealing with the Caucasian people and don't even know it. Who does the United States flag stand next to 90% of the time you see it? The land and the house of Israel, the people of Jacob. Notice how the blessing is given. He said you will give him the dew of heaven and the fatness of earth. That means that is a descending blessing. It's falling. It is an earthly blessing. It's not a spiritual blessing. Let's move forward. And then he tells him, and I'll just paraphrase this. He tells that all of Jacob's brothers will now need to bow down to him. Lord, over the brethren and the mother's sons, how to bow down. Cursed be everyone that curseth thee, and blessed be everyone that blesseth thee. And it came to pass, as soon as Isaac had ended of the blessing, and Jacob was yet scarce gone from the presence of Isaac, his father, that Esau, his brother, came in from hunting. You know what they always say? When the truth comes, the devil runs. Soon as he got done being Satan, he scurried out of there, because who was the true blessing was Esau. It was always supposed to go to Esau. But there's a loophole in this you don't even know about. You didn't even know about what I'm reading about this. The blessing from the heavens to the earth is a descending and a falling blessing. That's why he got corn and wine, because those are earthly things. He didn't get anything spiritual. Notice that he gave him earthly things, agricultural things. You have no clue what you're talking about. And Isaac, his father, said unto him, who art thou? And he said, I am thy son, firstborn Esau. And Isaac trembled very exceedingly and said, who or where is this that have taken venison and brought it to me? And I have eaten of all before thou camest, and have blessed him, and ye shall be blessed. Now it tells you that you are supposed to honor your mother and father. Well, his mother was a deceiver and made him deceive his father. What type of family order is that? We seen when Abraham came, it was all order. There was no chaos. Abraham wasn't upset. Ishmael wasn't upset. Sarah wasn't upset. Hagar, she probably was a little upset because she had to take her child away from his father. But other than that, it was all order because they went away all in order. Not here. You see Jacob running back to his mommy. Mommy, I got it. I stole it. All right. Now let's go forward. And when Esau heard those words of his father, he cried with a great exceeding bitter cry, and said unto his father, bless me, even me also, my father. And he said, thy brother came with subtlety. Who comes with subtlety? Satan comes with subtlety. Listen to the words that's being used. You was a demon and you riding with a demon. And I just told you before, the God of Nahor is the God of Yahweh, and you're following a God of destruction. You're following Satan and don't even know it. Now, and he says, taking away thy blessing. And he said, it is not he rightly named Jacob, for he hath supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and behold, now he hath taken away my blessing. That's perfect, because this is where I want to start at next, right after that. Perfect. I was stalling anyway. Just to keep.
Man, we in the rounds, y'all. We going 12 rounds tonight, huh?
I'm good. The knockout's next. Let's go.
We're waiting to see who's gonna come on with that day.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right, JJ, you ready?
Yep, I'm ready, man.
All right, man. It's on you. Your time starts now.
Destroy this guy. You know, when was Yahweh ever communicating directly with Esau? He's not going to find that in this book. I don't know what book he's reading from, but it's not in here. He communicated with Abraham. Isaac, and then he had two brothers to communicate for this spiritual inheritance, this bloodline to come through. And he wasn't talking to Esau. Yahweh communicated directly, and I mean the book. I don't say I'm like I said, I'm a truth seeker and a free thinker. I mean, I'm gonna read different books and get the truth out of it. But you have people like him that just twist stuff up and make up as they go, right? So he communicated directly with Isaac, Abraham, and Israel. Jacob established the terms of his covenant. When did he establish the terms of the covenant with Esau? We won't wait for you to bring that in the next round. You won't hear. There's no record of any such divine revelation, instruction, or call to Esau or his descendants to worship Yahweh or participate in any of this spiritual inheritance. You notice he hasn't said anything about a spiritual inheritance. He keeps going back to this birthright thing, this earthly gift. This birthright where you're the big brother, you get to be the head of the family, and you get the blessings. That has nothing to do with spiritual inheritance. Someone that bloodline has to go through to redeem mankind because of what happened in the garden. You're way off topic. Esau antagonized, not aligned with Israel. The historical relation between Edom and Israel, Jacob's descendants, was constantly one of antagonism and conflict, often rooted in their divergent religious and national loyalties. This adversarial stance is incompatible with a shared spiritual inheritance for the creator of this book. How about this? Esau owned spiritual priorities. Esau actions for selling his birthrights for a meal, to his choice of wives, messed a lot of things up to even disqualify him to have a spiritual inheritance. This dude keep talking about the earthly stuff. This is why, he's Esau. It demonstrated a consistent prioritization of the immediate and physical over the spiritual. He didn't talk about the spiritual, y'all. Not one time. He's not even sticking to the topic. You're supposed to be proving that Jacob stole Esau's spiritual inheritance. He's talking about a birthright that Esau gave to him when he was hungry. And then Jacob like, I'm cunning. I'm gonna get this too. This idiot don't deserve it. But that has nothing to do with the major plan that the creator of that book had for humanity. Promised Abraham, the father of many nations, but one of these nations, somebody got to redeem mankind. And it wasn't Esau. There's no repentance or transformation of Esau. Will wet, unlike Israel, who frequently repented for their idolatry. So Israel did leave and worship some other deities, but they always repented and came back. Show us the history of Esau repenting for worshiping these other strange deities and then coming back to Yahweh or the God of the Bible and repenting. You can't, bro. And you know it. And this is why he's just going to keep reading this out of this book, not making any sense, and just reading scripture, jumping around, and not connecting the dots, not making any sense. There was no repentance. Show it to us. See? The Edomites are never depicted as repenting. They were too busy worshiping the quotes, QOS, and seeking to align themselves. And they weren't seeking to align themselves with Yahweh, further solidifying their spiritual separation. Their spiritual separation. You out of your league, man. You get slapped around. You ain't got no good talking point. You want to expect it like he's some kind of biblical scholar. You're not. You just read to us and then you come up with some kind of crazy ass idea. See? Incompatible definitions of spiritual inheritance. You don't even know what it is. The spiritual inheritance with the creator implies an exclusive covenant. You idiot.
Time. All right. We deep into this thing. How much gas y'all got in the tank?
Let's go, brother.
Oh, all right, Deron, say he up. Let's get it. All right, Deron, it's on you.
This is easy. I apologize. Sure, I apologize for all this static y'all hearing with this brother. over here sounding like one of the teachers on the Charlie Brown show, all this woolly womp mess. Stop it, boy. I talked about the covenant. We in about the 6th round, and you finally brought up the word covenant. I talked about that in the first 2 rounds, and now you want to discuss the covenant? You're the only one that keeps bringing up the birthright. I'm not bringing up the birthright. I spoke of a blessing. Don't you understand the difference between the two? You said this was about a blessing, but the only one that continues to talk about a birthright is you. You know why? Because you don't have any real talking points. You're one of them type of people, you talk from your hip. You just run in your mouth because you think it sounds good. And the only one that you think you're impressing or that you may be impressing is yourself or any other delusional person that's not on their actual medicine like you. While you're on your break, take that medicine and come back. Now, notice every time he talks now, he's getting weaker and weaker and weaker. He's starting to reiterate everything he's talking about. Nothing in the scripture said that Abraham and Isaac ever worshiped Yahweh. When you see the word Lord, Lord can be any deity because, and I don't care if you put a capital or a lowercase, which they've made up, that stuff came in the 1800s, 1900s. So back during that time, if the word Lord was written there when it was talking to Abraham, it didn't mean Yahweh. So let's stop the nonsense. All right. And you admit it. Now you finally admit it. You were the ones that were following other deities. The reason why Esau is not brought up talking about other deities, because Esau stuck to the plan of his father, Isaac, and Abraham. He didn't go the way of Jacob, who was the supplanter. Duh, you didn't get that. That's why I just told you Yahweh is the Satan. Now, you want to get the spiritual blessing? This is what I was holding off for you. Genesis 27:38. And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing for me, father? Bless me, even me also, my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, the dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above. Listen to those words. Listen to how it goes. It says from earth to the heavens above. You want some esoterical conversation? As below, so above, as above, so below. That is a spiritual transformation. That is the blessing that will redeem us from where Adam and Eve fell to the second Adam at the end comes, and he's going to be an earthly being, and then he's going to raise up to the spirit above. Listen to what this one gets. You don't ever want to talk to me. I mean, at this point in time, you just need to get a pencil and paper and sit in that little chair you were sitting in earlier and take lessons, because you definitely out of your league. Now, and then this is what it says. And he says, and by the sword shall thy live. Well, what is the sword? Is it the sword, the spirit, the word? Well, Jacob didn't get the sword. You know what Jacob got? He got a needle and thread so he can sew y'all's tassels on. He ain't got no sword. He got a needle and thread. He's a tent dweller. Get that correct. And then look what it says. And thou and shalt serve thy brother. Wait, where'd it go? I'm sorry. From above, and got that sword, and shall serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass. Check the loophole out. And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion. Whoa, dominion? Isn't that what the one comes at the end that gets that talks about in Daniel 7:14 or 15? That he will have dominion. I'll get that for you later. But that ain't given to Jacob. That's being spoken to Esau. See, you want to talk about spirit. You don't have a spirit. So how can you talk about something you don't have? And that's why you don't know what you're talking about. You're soulless, you're spiritless. So you're sitting up here showing all this rubbish and jargon, and I just showed you where the spirit was. You kept asking for it. The spirit is going to have the everlasting dominion. Well, that's Esau. It says that his blessing is going to be from the heaven above. I didn't see anything from above when it was talking about Jacob getting his blessing. His blessing went down to the earth, just like you. Tent dweller crawling on your belly in the dust. Now let's keep going. And then it says, and thou shalt break his yoke from thy neck. Do you know what that means? Even though he gave Jacob that blessing, There was a loophole where Isaac says, when you break thy yoke, you'll be freed from him. You will no longer have to be under your brother because the yoke has been broken. You don't know none of this stuff. And that's what I'm trying to tell you, JJ. You should be one of the people in the audience listening. You shouldn't even be up here talking to me. You should just sit down and take lessons. And you should say, you know what, Brother Duran, I hear you now. You can go ahead and finish telling the people the truth and let me stop throwing static.
Time. All right. We'll be in the 7th round. 6th man. Good golly almighty. Fight to the death. We don't play around with these here parts.
Look, so he's already been dead. And now he's filibustering. You see what I'm saying? I haven't set the order.
Y'all want to go through a Q&A?
No. Let's keep going. And you're gonna see that he don't have any information. He ain't got no information. So what I brought to the table, ladies and gentlemen, is first thing I want to do, I want to come with a core question. His claim. He claimed Esau was deprived of his rightful spiritual inheritance by Jacob's deceit, but he never was predestined to have a spiritual inheritance, right? My argument is Esau never possessed a spiritual inheritance from the Creator to be stolen. See, I'm bringing in my argument. He don't have one. The key distinction that what he don't understand, ladies and gentlemen, is separate the earthly birthright blessing from the divine spiritual covenant. Are you slow? And you're going to bore the people the next round, steady arguing about a birthright and a blessing. After I go and you go, let's set the goddamn debate up. Because this is a waste of my time. So let's define, he hasn't defined a spiritual inheritance. For this Yahweh, this Yahweh, it's a unique, exclusive covenant that Esau didn't have. This covenant relationship was personal. And the key components, y'all, exclusive worship of Yahweh, right? Promise of land and nationhood, lineage through whom a Messiah would come. This is the spiritual inheritance. I don't know what he's talking about. You shouldn't be up here with me. So now I'm starting to really get pissed off thinking just trolling. Also, being set apart from other nations. A deep relationship with the Creator. Then I even went over the divine pre-selection. Did he not hear that? He never addressed it. This is what I'm saying. This is almost becoming like he trolling. I talked about the divine pre-selection, God's sovereign choice in Genesis 25:22. Esau ain't no fucking prophecy. Besides he is. Hey, is Esau older or younger than Jacob? Because two nations in the womb, I talked about that. Two people from within would be separated. One people would be stronger and the other, and the older will serve the younger. That kills you right there in the gate. The first chapter, the first book of the Bible. Genesis 25:20. Somebody asked him to explain it. See, because the significance of this is this declaration was made before their birth, indicating the Creator's sovereign choice. He don't have to follow man's rule. Oh, the oldest get this and that. What's wrong with this guy, man? You've been waiting for 8 years for this, and this is the best you got? Indicating the Creator's sovereign choice for Jacob to carry the what? The spiritual lineage. It has nothing to do with the birth order or none of that. So then, like I brought out Esau's disregard for the birthright. Did I not? In Genesis 25:29-34, the event Esau sells his birthright, which includes the leadership of the family and the double portion of his inheritance, with spiritual implications to Jacob for a bowl of lentil stew. Esau's stated attitude. So Esau despised his birthright in Genesis 25:34. He arguing about this birthright stuff. You try to act like he didn't bring it up, but all your whole arguments you haven't argued about no spiritual inheritance. You haven't argued about no messianic lineage coming through Esau. You just running your mouth. You just happy to be up here with 7,000. I know it. So how can an inheritance be stolen if the rightful recipient willingly sells it? He sells everything. He sell his inheritance of his birthright. He sell his inheritance of his blessing. But there was never no promise of no messianic bloodline coming through Esau. Never.
Time. Man, y'all at it, man. Y'all boys been going at it, y'all. So y'all feel
I'm ready. No. This is done right after I read this mess to this guy. This is over.
Right,
I mean,
go ahead, Deron,
all right. Thank you. No problem. Again, he keeps going back to this. I'm not blessing the birthright. Again, I thought we wasn't talking about the birthright. We were talking about the covenant. Again, he keeps trying to pull the wool over the eyes. It said that the older would serve the younger, right? That's what you just brought up. Where did you get that from? That wasn't sent through Isaac. That was sent through Rebecca. So you have to keep going back to the matriarch. I told you it's that beta in you that keeps doing that. I told you from the beginning, it starts with Abraham, then Isaac, and then Isaac gives the blessing. That's why Rebecca had to deceive him to try to steal the blessing. But now I'm going to show you how all of this restoration happened. So the blessing, the servant, who's going to be the servant, who's going to be the Lord. Remember, I told you it was a loophole. And after this, and let's get this clear real quick. Boy, I ain't never chased you for no 8 years. You must have been crazy. You've been running the whole time. You used to put your little underlings up there because you was scared to come deal with me. And like I told you today, I don't know what side of the bed you got up off, come talking to me and wanting this whipping like this. But I told you I'd give it to you right on the spot. And now watch what I show you. And again, Esau don't need to show his God. He follows the God or the creator of Abraham. It is Jacob who created this desert God. Now, Genesis 33:1. Check this out. And Jacob lived. This is after he became Israel also. And Jacob lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, Esau came with 400 men. And he divided the children unto Leah and unto Rachel and unto two maids. Now here Jacob is only with his concubine, his wife and two concubines and a couple people and some children. Who Esau coming with? He already a king. He rolling with 400 men on horses with everything under the sun to sustain them. All right. So let's rewab. So he is already who he was. It's just this story that got you confused. And this is what Jacob does. And he put the handmaidens and their children foremost, and Leah and her children after, and Rachel and Joseph hindermost. And he passed over before them, and he bowed himself. This is what Jacob did. Listen to what Jacob did. And he bowed himself. Where'd it go at? Esau, where's it at? I'm sorry. It's so good. It doesn't make Genesis 33:3. And he passed over before them, and he bowed himself to the ground 7 times until he came near to his brother. That is total submission. That is what you do to a king when you are in the presence of a king. You bow 7 times. Go look it up. It's biblical. Now, and Esau ran to meet him and embraced him and fell on his neck and kissed him, and they wept. Look at all that mess that Jacob did. And what did his brother do? He had the spirit of what you would say Jesus had. He forgave him, and he kissed and hugged his brother. Now let's go forward. And he lifted his eyes and saw the women and the children. He said, who are those with thee? And he said, the children which God hath graciously given thy servant. Listen to what he said to Esau. This is Jacob talking. He said, the children which God hath graciously given thy servant. He's calling himself the servant of Esau. So that Esau servant thing you said earlier, it's done. It's been flipped. Let's go. The handmaidens came near, they and their children, and they bowed themselves also. They all castrated the Esau. Let's go. And Leah also with her children came near and bowed themselves. And after came Jacob near and Rachel, and they bowed themselves. Boy, if you don't get up off this phone talking to me and you don't know a doggone thing you talking about, everybody bows. And he said, what meanest thou by all the drove which I met? And he said, these are the fine graces in the sight, my Lord. Now Jacob is calling Esau his Lord. Genesis 33:8. And Esau said, I have enough, my brother. Keep that thou hast and unto thyself. He don't even want his stuff. He got so much stuff. He don't want that mess Jacob got. It's peddly to him. And Jacob says, nay, I pray thee, if now I have found grace. He's looking for grace in thy sight when ye receive my presence at my hand. For therefore I have seen the face as though I had seen the face of God, and thou wast pleased with me. You hear the reverence he's giving his boy? Don't even say nothing after this. You just click your show off. I'm done with this. Take, I pray. Let me just get to, okay, I just want to say this last part. Take, I pray thee, my blessing that is brought to thee, because God have dealt graciously with me, and because I have enough. And he urged him, and Esau took it. Done.
Okay. All right. So, hey, stop with me.
We going one more round? Can you still act? All right.
You ready, JJ? Yeah, I got a lot.
Do y'all want to set up a debate? Do y'all want to?
What's there to debate? What is there to debate?
Yeah, you talk to ask JJ. Don't ask me.
What is there to debate? He's no longer his servant. What is there to debate?
Could you be quiet? I can mute you from here. So but
I mute myself.
Shut your mouth, please.
Go ahead, JJ. It's on you.
Running it for no reason, man. Like I say, okay, let's get back to where I was at. All right. So, as y'all can see, I had an outline of different things that disqualifies Esau for a spiritual inheritance. And as many times through this discourse, he keep mentioning earthly things because he's Esau. He's materialistic and he's greedy. He don't tell me I'm spiritless. No, you are. But he's been pushing this doctrine. You see? Now, let's go back to the grief of his parents. Like I told you, Esau married a Hittite woman, causing grief to his parents. That's messed up the covenant. Then he later married a daughter of Ishmael. That's messed up the covenant. The covenant concern was Abraham, Isaac, and Rebekah constantly sought wives for the covenant lineage. He tried to disregard, like Becca ain't had nothing to do with the keeping the covenant going and all that. She don't say nothing. She has no input or nothing. But she was out there looking for wives to keep the covenant lineage for their own kin, to avoid mixing with the idolatrous Canaanite peoples. See, that's what he represents, the idolatrous ones. See, Esau's choice demonstrated a disregard for the lineage purity necessary for the people to serve the Creator, y'all. I ain't got to do all the add-ons. The information speaks for itself. You go back and watch it later. Yeah, not you heard. No, what is there to debate? You're getting destroyed now. So I wouldn't show up if I was you either, because you make no sense. You have Edom absent from the Creator's covenant. Sources is Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, both outlining the Moses covenant. Esau ain't got nothing to do with that. What the hell are you talking about? So the observation is there is no record of Edom, Esau descendants, entering into a covenant relationship with the Most High. If it is, point it out, chapter, verse, and book. I'm tired of playing with you, bro. You've been wasting my time. You've been wasting the people's time up for 2 hours, reading out the book, and then trying to lean on his own understanding to interpret something, man. Get you about 10 more debates up under your belt before you step in the ring with me. You see, he's scared. So a spiritual inheritance with the Creator inherently implies a covenant. The lack of one of Edom underscores their spiritual separation. Man, come on, bro. Let's keep going. Edom's adversarial relationship with Israel. Now, I went over that. That was in Numbers 20, 14 to 21. 2 Kings, another problem with Israel. And the Kings 8, 20 to 22, and Psalms 137 and 7. This is a historical pattern. This guy don't even fit, he don't even move like he gonna get a spiritual inheritance. Throughout biblical history, Edom has often antagonized and was an enemy of Israel, actively opposing the Creator's chosen people, according to the book, refusing passages during the Exodus. Y'all remember that? Rejoicing in Jerusalem's fall. What type of spiritual inheritance this guy supposed to get? Are you serious? This constant hostility and lack of solidarity are incomparable with sharing a divine spiritual inheritance. How about this? Now, this is really going to bust your head to the white meat. The prophetic condemnation of Edom. What you going to do with this? What are you going to do? Huh? Obadiah's message. You don't want to talk about that, or Malachi's message. Obadiah's message, God's severe judgment against Edom for their pride, like he has, and can't even admit to be wrong, and their violence against Israel. How about Malachi's declaration, sir? You're not ready for me? Jacob, I love, Esau that I hate. I have made or despised in different interpretations. I have made his mountains a wasteland. That don't sound like nobody getting no spiritual inheritance. He made it a wasteland because he gave you a little blessing here and there on earth, and you're still messing up. How do you think you don't get a spiritual inheritance? The prophetic condemnation confirms Edom's spiritual estrangement and exclusion from Yahweh's favor, not their inheritance. Because Malachi 1, 2, and 3, this refers to God's choice of covenant, not personal hatred, and underscores Edom's exclusion from the covenant's blessing. So like I said, there's no theft, just divine purpose and human choices. That's what's going on. Esau's spiritual inheritance with Yahweh has never existed. God's sovereign choice for Jacob predated all events before they even touched ground to this planet. How about Esau's actions? I ain't gonna tell you about that. His contempt for his birthright and his lineage embraced the polytheism, demonstrated a fundamental spiritual connection. You out of your league, sir. Jacob's role. Jacob, despite his flawed and deceitful methods, pursued and received the earthly manifestation of the spiritual destiny already predestinated for him by the Creator. So the bottom line is Jacob did not steal, was never Esau's possession in the first place, according to the Creator's divine plan. So let me keep going, man. This is already over. This is why he's not going to show up on it. I don't blame you if I was you. It look easier on the side. So, ladies and gentlemen,
okay, fellas. So, would y'all like to continue? And are y'all?
Yeah, I got one more. If he started, I can finish, but we can keep going. This is easy work to me. Me personally, he's not even part of what I'm doing. I'm talking to the people. So let's go. I'm great.
If you want to keep going, let's go. I say we go ahead and take it to the debate, right, JJ? Are y'all go ahead and set it up real first?
We can discuss the debate, but I want to figure out what the debate is after this. I want him to go back and look at this video before he step up, because he can't even handle this. This is stupid.
You running though. Ain't no go back and look
at that. It ain't your turn to talk right now, so be quiet.
Okay, well, go ahead and Duran, go ahead and you got 5 minutes. Go ahead and drop.
All right,
on you.
Let's go. All right, now he wants to know how this Esau is such the covenant one. In the very beginning, I broke down to you that this was about an incorruptible and a corruptible body. It was about having a pure one seed, meaning that seed cannot be tampered with. He keeps bringing up Rebecca, and Rebecca is a tampered seed. Now, he brought up the fact that Esau took Canaanite wives. I'm not going to deny that. Matter of fact, I'll read this and then I'll break it down to you. This is going to be in Genesis 28, starting at 6. When Esau saw that Isaac had blessed Jacob and sent him away to Pandaram and take him a wife from thence, and that so he blessed him, gave him charge, saying that thou shalt not take a wife of the daughters of Canaan. Notice he's telling Jacob this because before this conversation, it was Rebekah that told Isaac that what would be of me if my son takes a wife from Canaan. So she was pushing him to send him to his house, but she was so slick and cunning, she told him, send him to my house. So this is what happened. And that Jacob obeyed his father and his mother and was gone to Paddan. That's where her family lives. Now, Esau, seeing that the daughters of Canaan pleased not, see, he didn't know it didn't please him. So when he found out it didn't please him, look what he does. Then Esau went unto Ishmael and took unto the wives which he had of Mathala, the daughter of Ishmael, Abraham's son, and the sister of Nejabbeth, to be his wife. So now this is the first time you see Abraham's seed only being involved in this. This is what is the incorruptible seed. You have Isaac, you have Ishmael. Both come from Abraham. If you go back further, when you get the law of first usage, what you got out of that type of relationship was you got the promised blessed seed, because Sarah and Abraham are brother and sister also. So that came from their father Terah's seed, which means it would be one seed. That is why Hagar and Ishmael couldn't have gotten that covenant, because it would have been a split seed, duality. This is not about polytheists. This is not about duality. It is about monotheists. So with that being Terah's seed, those two being his child, with Ishmael and Isaac being Abraham's child, now you see Abraham's seed, just like you saw the first time it ever happened, which brought forth a promised seed. So you have now Esau and Mathala having children. Then Abraham has children with who is called Qatar, but many say that is Hagar, which was Ishmael's mother. So now they go and they procreate through that bloodline, and they keep having children, which would create a child in the Ancient of Days is what they call it. In the last day, it will be a child who has the body where it says, prepare a body for me that I may go down. If Jesus would have been that one, then where did the seed come from? Because your story says that there was no birth there by Joseph and Mary. So there is no patriarch there, only a matriarch. Again, that's all you follow. You're a beta male. How do you give the seed to Abraham, and when it gets to the incorruptible seed, you don't have a seed there to plant in the female? You know why? Because you never had it. That's why he's excluded, and they had to make Mary seem as though she was divine. Oh, well, we know this can't be true. So what we're going to do, we're going to say Jesus impregnated her. I mean, God impregnated her. Stop it. It's nonsense. It's nonsense. The story goes through Mathala and Esau, and then the other children that Hagar, who is now Keturah, has, and it stays in the bloodline. And throughout that bloodline for ancients of years, that seed will reconnect and reconnect and reconnect. And those two people one day will meet that were akin only through the line of Abraham per the story. It's over. There's nothing to talk about.
All right, so my turn, right?
All right, JJ.
If you want to go another round, I'm gonna go another round. I'm gonna let you know.
Looking like it's fighting to the death in here, so I ain't mad at it.
Let's do questions now. How about we do questions?
Okay. Let me hit you with a question then. Given that Yahweh,
would y'all like to time out and maybe do a little promotion and then pick it back up?
Well, no, I don't need no promotion. That's him. He's the entertainer. I'm all business.
Y'all can get some time for everybody playing.
I don't know if JJ got. I don't know if he got stuff he can show on his show. This is his channel.
I mean, he can on a later day. I'm just meaning like a later day.
You gotta be quiet, man. It's just gonna be okay. You ran out of gas. You ran out of filibuster.
Well, keep going. We can keep going. No, keep going. Let's go. Go ahead. You go next.
To the death. JJ, it's on you.
Yeah. Given that, so I'm actually, these are really rhetorical questions that I want you to deal with when it's your turn, and then you can do the same if you want to keep going. All right. Now, given that Yahweh is constantly presented as a jealous God who demands exclusive worship in Exodus 23, let me ask you this. How does Esau people worshiping gods like Quas align with receiving spiritual inheritance from the Creator? You're not going to be able to answer that. Let me keep going. If the spiritual inheritance was tied to Yahweh or Yahweh, why did Esau descendants, the Edomites, purely embrace polytheism with Quas as they have a national deity rather than a monotheistic approach in worshiping Yahweh alone? You don't have to answer that. Are you going to answer that? He ain't. How can a covenant with Yahweh, which emphasized on being set apart and not adopting the practice of surrounding nations, be fulfilled by people who integrate foreign deities into their religion? Are you going to be able to answer that? No, you're not. Let's keep going. If Esau was intended for Yahweh's spiritual inheritance, where in the biblical narrative do we see any instruction from Yahweh to Esau or Edom to cease worshiping other gods? Like he would get mad when the Israelites go out, hey man, what y'all doing? I'm over here. What are we doing? We don't see this in the Bible dealing with Esau. Can you, when it's your turn, are you going to explain some of this? Or are you just going to ask me questions? He's not. He ain't even listening. He's listening to response. That's what he's doing, to respond. Doesn't the Edomites' worship of Quas directly contradict the very essence of the Abrahamic covenant? Now, you want to explain that? Which was promised a unique relationship with what? One creator, one God. Right? Hold up, man. Let me keep going. See, the spiritual inheritance implies a deep, exclusive relationship with their creator God. How do you explain the absence of any devotion, any sacrifices? Where the temples of Yahweh among the Edomites? As opposed to their veneration to Quas. They got all that for this other deity, y'all. Is he going to explain that? Or he just going to blow hot air like he's been doing for the last 10 rounds, getting slapped around through this whole demonstration? You don't even deserve to be up here with me. If Esau was chosen for this inheritance, why did his immediate family choose to marry Canaanites? That demonstrates a disregard for the lineage and purity necessary for preserving Yahweh's people in the bloodline for the Messianic Messiah to come. So this guy ain't ready. So how can Yahweh grant a spiritual inheritance to a people who worship, practices directly violated his foundational commands regarding idolatry, y'all? I know this guy out of his league. He's been waiting for this day for 8 years. Now look at you, fumbled the ball. Technical foul. You're out of bounds. Kick him out the game. Because doesn't the Bible constantly portray the worship of strange gods as a spiritual betrayal? Y'all notice during this whole demonstration, he never said anything about spiritual inheritance. He never told us the path. He never told us. The Bible talked about a future messianic Messiah that's going to come and redeem all of mankind. How did Esau fit into this? You got to answer that, man. I want you to go home and study this tape, and then when you come back with some kind of answer for it, then maybe we can get a ring, because you're not ready, man. You're going to embarrass yourself again if you ever decide to sign with God's line. So Yahweh is exclusive man. Yahweh is constantly presented as a jealous God. We went over that in Exodus 20:30. It's clear polytheistic type of worship with Edom, historical books, evidence. I brought that out on their own national deity, Quas, Q-O-S. Their presence of distinct national God alone, that's their national God, along with other potential demons. Yeah, come on, bro.
Hold on, y'all. Fighters to your corners. Y'all, I want everybody to know, man, it's your boy Silky D bringing it live, the very first debate to the death All right, these boys, you seeing the real gas in the tank. You know what I'm saying? The real octane. You know, that's the premium. You feel me? Them boys has been getting it in. They 10 rounds in. You know what I'm saying? They not yielding no time. They going all the way in. Slugfest after slugfest. This is what we do here, folks. We try to bring you the best only for the people at home. You know what I'm saying? Y'all always tune in with us. You know what I'm saying? Everybody out there, y'all know what to do. Hit the likes. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Lions Den, you know what I'm saying? Doing it, putting it on tonight. Shout out to Duran in the ring, slugging it out. Shout out to JJ7K, slugging it out. Them boys put on the gloves and the honey oil with the broken glass. You know what I'm saying? It's some real blood sport action, and they still, you know what I'm saying? They still powered up. Them locomotives still got a lot of motion. You know what I'm saying? So they say they going for it. They going for the gusto.
Yeah, let's go. Let's
you know
go.
what I'm saying? There can only be one.
Let's go.
You know, there can only be one. So debate to the death, another round. We testing the gas tank tonight. We testing out your stamina. We testing out your endurance. You know what I'm saying? All that sound good, but yeah, let's put it to the true test. These boys is right here putting on an amazing, immaculate, you know, standoff, gladiator, brawl, beat down to the death. This is where the real honor and respect, you know what I'm saying, comes into play. This is where the real integrity and longevity of the passion of the game and where you at with it. You know what I'm saying? You out of gas, or you ran out, you on the side of the road, or you getting lapped. You never know. You know what I'm saying? So props to both of these brothers for putting on, you know what I'm saying? As y'all see, we 10 rounds in, and this exchange has been McNasty. Okay, the exchanges have been constant. They've been steady. They've been back and forth. So yeah, man, Bo, and they still and they're just getting started, folks. And they looking like they just getting started. So I'm a fall back and I'm gonna let them get back at it. I'm gonna let these two Tigers battle for the king of the hill tonight. All right, y'all. It's on Duran. You got it.
But it's only yes, there's only one king of the hill. It would be Esau because he's in Mount Seir. He's on a mountain. He lives in high. And Jacob, he's a wanderer, a tent dweller that lived in the desert. So that in itself tells you that. But the crazy thing is, this guy keeps asking about Esau. Here's where your issue is. Esau never had a problem with needing the 10 commandments, with needing to be brought back to civilization because he was an animal. That was your people. That was your people that walked down into Egypt because they couldn't self-serve themselves. So they had to go live off another civilization. The whole time, Esau made his own civilization. He had dukes and kings that lived amongst him, where all you had were tribes. That's it. I don't know what you're talking about. Then you're asking me about these gods. It's your people with the gods, numbskull. Look at what it says. See, I bring Bible to you where all you do is you read in some Caucasian man's literature that you found in these books or you took notes from on YouTube. That's a sad thing because you're not speaking anything from yourself. And every time in something, when you're reading or it's AI, you're studying off of an AI and you're mispronouncing words, you need to spell them out. That's how I know you got a problem. But let's get back to the scripture here. And let me show you who are the ones who really has the God in the polytheist. Since you want to say it's Esau, but it's blatant that you can't find anywhere in the Bible that Esau is called a polytheistic individual. It isn't in there. You nut. Now, Genesis 31:29. It is in the power, and this is Laban and Jacob, and when Jacob leaves Laban's house. So I'm going back in the Bible because this guy's all over the place. It is in the power of my hand to do you hurt, but the God of your father spake unto me yesternight, saying, take thou heed that thou speak not to Jacob either good or bad. And now though that thou wouldest needs be gone, because thou sore longest after thy father's house. Yet wherefore hast thou stolen my gods? Okay, So here it is. Jacob is wanting to be like Abraham. There's no disputing that. But Laban has gods. And who is Laban? Laban is Rachel, Leah, and the two concubines' father. So this is what he says. And Jacob answered and said to Laban, because I was afraid, for I said peradventure thou wouldest take its force thy daughters from me. And you see here now, I told you he's a house dweller. He can't even take up for his wives. He's weak. He's scared. And then it says, with whomever thou findest thy gods. Here we go with these gods again. Let him not live before our brethren discern that thou what is thine with me, and take it for thee. For Jacob knew not that Rachel had stolen them. See, even his wife's a thief. The whole family is corrupt. And these are the mothers that raised the Israelite children. Jacob ain't had no control in that family. That family was being run by the women. We already know he's used to being ruled by a woman from his mother's side. He bowed down to his mother. There was no man in him. So whatever the women said, that's what was done. And then Laban went into Jacob's tent and into the tent and into the two maidservants' tents, but he found them not. Now he's searching for these gods, and these are idols that they carry. And this is why the nation of Israel are idol worshipers. They've always been that. Then went to Leah's tent and entered Rachel's tent. Now Rachel had taken the images and put them in a camel furniture and set upon them. And Laban searched them all through the tent, but found them not. And she said to her father, let it not displease my lord that I cannot rise before thee, for the custom women is upon me, and searched for, but found not images. So she lied and said she couldn't get up because she had like cramps or whatever the case may be. So now she's sitting on there where she's stolen the idols, which become a foundation of the Israelites. And I'll skip down 34. Then I was in that day, drought consumed me, and frost by night, and my sleep departed from thine eyes. Thus I had 20. No, I don't want to read that. Hold on. Okay, here we go. This is what I want. 31:41. All right, that's cool.
Let him keep going. See,
he want to learn. I know he want to learn. I got him. All right, 31:41. Thus have I been 20 years in thy house. I served thee. And this is Jacob talk. I served thee 14 years for thy 2 daughters and 6 years for thy cattle, and thou hast changed my wages. Except the God of my father, the God of Abraham, and the fear of Isaac has been with me. Surely the house sent me away now empty. God have seen me my afflictions and labored at my hands. And then I'll just go right down to here, and then I'll be right done. At 31:52. And this is what Laban is trying to trick Jacob again. And Laban said to Jacob, behold this heap, and behold this pillar which I have cast betwixt me and thee. This heap be witness, and this pillar be witness, that I will not pass over this heap to thee, and thou shalt not pass over this heap and the pillar unto me for harm. Then this is what it says: the God of Abraham and the God of Nahor, the God of the father, judge betwixt. And Jacob sware by the fear of his father Isaac. Then Jacob offered sacrifice upon the mount and called his brethren to eat, and they did eat the bread and tarried in the mount. And early in the morning, Laban rose up, kissed the sons and the daughters, and blessed them. And Laban departed and returned unto his place. So Laban's ways has always been throughout. They're Syrians. This is who you are. You're not Hebrews, you're Syrians. I'm done.
All right. Man, I see y'all boys. Hey, we getting into the gladiator rounds here, y'all.
Appreciate that, JJ. You get time too.
Yeah, good stuff, fellas. We getting into into the deep. We getting into this is where the heroes and the legends, and you know, this is where they made at, and in these far them late rounds, you know what I'm saying, is where it really goes down at, you know what I'm saying, where the legends and the stories, they come alive. That's what they made at right there, you know. So I'm very honored, you know what I'm saying, for this is the first ever Silky D debate to the death, you know what I'm saying, match right here. The very first in history ever debate to the death, you know what I'm saying, ever in the history of debating. They ain't never did it like this with this many rounds and had that much gas in the tank. So this, like I said, we putting on tonight. Everybody, you know what I'm saying, hit the like, share, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? We definitely putting on tonight. We first ever in history debate battle to the death royale. 1-on-1. Only one man walks out alive. So, you know, already, man. So let's keep that fire going. JJ7K, it's on you.
Yeah, see what Silk don't even realize is this is how the Lions Den was created. We always debated in the back chat to the death. Somebody to tap out, tell me they got to go get the mail. You know, the girlfriend called, the boss called. This is nothing new to me. So let's get back into some things, man. I don't know where, Ivy, where you find this guy? I meant to ask you that when you first brought him around. You know, so we got to get into the esoteric meaning of each chapter in the Bible, break down it from the top biblical scholars. He ain't gonna bring you out. You got to know what we're talking about and how to understand the Bible. See, first of all, he's already way out in the left field somewhere because there is no connection to Esau being connected to this spiritual inheritance. He hasn't once proven that tonight. He's arguing about some other stuff to avoid talking about that. So many discussions revolve around things like the allegory and metaphor. This idea that biblical stories are not meant to be taken literally, but as symbolic guides for inner awakening, personal growth, and spiritual truths. You have numerology and codes, interpretations that find hidden numerical patterns, codes and astrological meanings within the text. You have ancient wisdom and consciousness. See, this is where he's not connecting the consciousness side of it. Connecting biblical narratives to ancient mystery schools, Gnostic texts, Kabbalah, or concepts like Christian consciousness in the pineal gland. Critiques of literalism. Many of these perspectives explicitly challenge traditional literal interpretations. See, we're challenging your literal interpretation. Then the crazy part, you're making up stuff as you go. You don't even connect. You know, nobody's arguing this. No scholar with any type of sense is arguing what he's saying. He's making it up every day, and it's not consistent. Because 3 weeks from now, he'll change it up. So esoteric, ESOTERC, and exoteric, EXOTERC, are two sides of the same coin when we're talking about knowledge or teaching, especially in religious context. Esoteric with an S refers to knowledge of teachings that are intended for a select few, those with special interest, understanding, and initiation. It's often considered inner knowledge, hidden meaning, or deeper truths. Exoteric, on the other hand, refers to knowledge and, the basic stuff like guys that like him, intended for the general public. You see what I'm saying? These are the straightforward literal interpretations. This is what he's doing, but he's still adding stuff. So I want to get that out there because he keep throwing a word around, but he didn't tell you what the difference is between the two. See? So esoteric with the S, exclusive, hidden, for the initiated and deeply interested. Esoteric, inclusive, obvious for everyone, right? So let's keep going. So that's I just wanted to get that out there. We're gonna move past that, and okay, let's get back to the meat and potatoes. Now we're gonna go to the esoteric with the X, or commonly understood meaning of the story of Jacob and Esau from the Bible. So it's a sibling rivalry. This perhaps is the most immediate and obvious theme from the struggle of Rebekah's womb and their adult competition with fathers, Isaac blessing. Jacob and Esau, sibling rivalry. Esau is the elder, and like I say, the elder will be up under the younger. The elder is skilled hunter and the father of his favorite. while Jacob is younger and is quieter man and favorite of his mom. This sets a classic dramatic competition and favoritism. Now, it goes into deception and trickery. It goes into the divine election of human agency. Although Jacob used deceit, the narrative also emphasized a divine prophecy. See, he didn't even deal with the prophecy. There's no the prophecy of Esau is destruction, and Obadiah and Malachi. He's out of there. You see? But what we dealing with in Genesis 25:23, which he hasn't addressed, I done brought it up 4 or 5 times, go back and look at this, is that the older will serve the younger. See, this introduces the idea that the Creator's sovereign plan and election, but it intertwined with the chapter's choices and actions, raising question about the free will versus destiny. So there's consequences and reconciliation. Jacob faces years of hardship, exile, including being tricked by himself, by Laban, which he keep bringing up. He eventually feared a violent invitation. Bro, what do you mean time, man?
Oh, okay.
You can give him a little more. Give him a little more. Let him go. Go ahead, JJ.
Proceed. My bad. Proceed.
Go, bro. I got bullets in the chamber, bro. He ran.
Okay. Carry on.
You cut no wisdom. Now, the consequences and reconciliation, right? Now let's get back to that. See, the emotional climax in their reunion where Esau embraces Jacob instead of enacting revenge powerfully conveys theme of forgiveness, reconciliation, and possibly of healing of old wounds. This is the exoteric meaning. The origins of nations. The story also has an esoteric with the X. National significance. Jacob, renamed Israel, becomes a progenitor of the Israelites, while Esau is also called Edom, becomes the ancestor of the Edomites. The sibling rivalry is thus foreshadowing the historical relationship between these two nations. So in short, the esoteric meaning of Jacob and Esau is a family drama about rivalry and deceit. So let's get to the deeper meaning of it. So this is where he fell to me. That's the esoteric, the esoteric interpretation, where Esau might represent the lower self. And you're asking for a script to prove it? As a large language model, what we need to do is look at Esau's characteristics. The idea of a biblical character representing lower self and higher self is a common theme in various esoteric mystical traditions like the Kabbalah, Gnosticism, and even jumping to philosophical interpretations of scripture. These interpretations are highly symbolic and metaphorical, often focusing on Esau's character, which my opponent, he displays an Esau character. He just told us earlier that Esau was on top. His impulsiveness, selling his birthright for food, not even thinking about what he's doing. His focus is on immediate gratification. This is what Esau represents. The hunting physical needs of his earthly nature might be seen as representing the animalistic and material aspect of human existence. Whereas Jacob's characteristics, he's more introspective nature. His pursuit of the blessing, even though deceptive means initially, and his later transformation of wrestling with an angel could be interpreted as representing the spiritual, the intellectual, or evolving aspect of oneself. You see? This is what I'm bringing you a deeper meaning of the Jacob Esau. He's just worried about a earthly blessing, an earthly birthright. Well, yeah, I'm the head of the family. That's right, I'm a big brother. Let's be honest, it's bigger than that. So to prove such an interpretation wouldn't come from a script is pragmatic sense, but rather through textual analysis. So what you got to do is deep dive into the Hebrew meaning of names, specific phrases, and narratives patterns within the biblical text. How about comparison with other traditions, examining their archetypes, aligned with similar concepts in other esoteric systems? What else we got here? The framework, applying lenses like Jungian, Jungin architects, to understand the characters as representing internal states. So biblical scholars and spiritual teachers who devolve into esoteric, esoteric, meaning typically draw on years of study in these areas. He don't have that. You know. So basically, we're gonna go into. If I got a little bit more time, I can see because I remember he said something about sinners. I'm gonna close up with this, but in this book,
I get last go though.
Oh yeah, you get last go. It's all good. And then if you go, you ain't gonna get last go. So I'm gonna make you tap out. I'm gonna keep going. Ain't no last go.
Let's keep going.
Yeah. Trying now. He ready to go. Look at this, y'all. He ready to go. Look. Look. But anyway, you don't want to debate. You said you don't want to debate. So this is why I had to beat him up.
Hold on. Is it my time? Are you done? I don't need all of that fluff. Are you done? I gave you like an extra 4 minutes. I only took about 40 seconds.
Because you ran out of gas, you quit. I gave you the point. Why are you speaking?
No, because I'm being respectful.
I got y'all. Time out.
Yeah, time this cat. I gave him some time.
Fight us to your corners. Fight us to your corners. I got us. Relax. Just chill, JJ. I got it.
He don't got no more. I got plenty more information. I'll put in my next one.
JJ, relax. Everybody mute up. I got us, man. Okay, so like I said, we into the extreme being. You know what I'm saying? We getting down to the bare knuckle. You know what I'm
Championship
saying?
rounds.
They throwing everything, you know, in the kitchen sink. You feel me? Everything's getting chunked out tonight. we dumping it all off. You know what I'm saying? So what I want to
I'm ready.
okay, hold on. But what I want to reiterate and just chime out now. So in these next couple of rounds that we do enter into, I would like to go. We judging daggers, nukes only. Okay, so in these next couple rounds, we want kill shots only. All right, so folks, so if you said that out, just bring them up. I'm just saying. In these next couple up, we want a beheading. We want a decappuccino. All right, we want a decapitation. We need a head chopped off. We need a bullet to the head. We need 2 kill shots. So we're gonna need all of that. You know what I'm saying? In these next couple rounds, fellas. Just FYI, but y'all doing great. You know what I'm saying? This is the very first ever in history debate to the death, debate mania, debate battle royale. You know, hosted by your boys Silky D, brought to your boys, brought by Silky D Kingdom. You know, shout out to the Silk Ice Kingdom. Y'all know, bringing it by way of the Lions Den for airing and streaming. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna keep it hot and keep it rolling all night, man. So, like I said, we going nukes only, y'all. We transitioning. This is the weapons round. All right, daggers, weapons, bullets. All right, we want to somebody to. We need a body. We need a body. So let's get into it. Duran, it's on you.
Yeah, here's your body. I'm gonna deliver that thing real quick for you. Now, this whole night, he said that Jacob has always had the spiritual blessing.
Can y'all hear me?
We don't want to hear you. Now, right now, if he said, all right, I'll start this over because this is really the end of it. He said the whole night. He said the whole night that Jacob had the spiritual blessing. If you go to time 2:17, 2 hours, 17 minutes, and 17 seconds, you will hear him say that Jacob was in the pursuit of the blessing. How are you in the pursuit of something if you have it? This is how you better stop reading other people's writing. You should have sat down and studied that stuff, and then you would have known if someone is saying you're in the pursuit of something, that means you do not have it and someone else has it. Why would you need to be in the pursuit of it if you had it? You're done. These are the words that came out of your mouth. But see, Jesus says something to people who were Sadducees and scribes and people much like you. And in, what's that? Is this John? Where am I at here real quick? I believe this is John. I've seen my father. It's John 8. I'll start at 43. It says, why do you not understand my speech, even because you cannot hear my words? This is you, JJ. And then this is what Jesus says to him. Ye are of your father, the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth, because the truth is not in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. Well, who was Jesus speaking to? Well, we know he was only sent to the house of Israel, so he's got to be speaking to Israelites. Well, who are the Israelites' father? That would be Jacob. He is Israel. So Jesus is coming to tell you and the people that were there that this man was a liar. He was the father of it, called him a devil, and the lust of him, which you just said, proceeding after something, lying and deceiving to go get it. JJ, you shot yourself in your own foot. Now, I knew, and that's when you should have shut up. But when you let someone speak long enough, they'll say some dumb stuff like you just did and said he was in the pursuit of it. All right? You didn't say he was in the pursuit of happiness. You said he was in the pursuit of the blessing. Well, just like the movie The Pursuit of the Happiness, he didn't have it. He was going after it. Just like Jacob in Pursuit, which you read from one of your unscholarly scholars, which told the truth, because that's what he was. He was in the pursuit of it. You know why he was in the pursuit of it? Because Esau had it and always had it. He never lost it. I told you earlier when I read to you in Genesis 17, 18 through 22, it said the seed after Isaac. Well, the seed after Isaac is Esau. I shared with you then. This is why Esau comes out first, because he is above. This is why Jacob grabs the heel, because he is beneath. A snake can't do anything. It has to climb up on something to be upright. So what Jacob was doing is he was trying to use Esau. You talk about characteristics. We see how when Jacob covets his brother's birthright, he puts on his clothes, then he goes and tries to steal a blessing. And then after all of this is done, what does Esau do? He hugs his brother and they cry. And then what does Jacob do? He bows, castrates. His whole family did it. What are you in here talking about? You don't have anything to debate. You don't know what esoteric means. And the only reason why you can spell it is because it was in front of you. So stop using words you're not familiar with. That's why I'm considered a mystic. A mystic sees things that you don't see by divine purpose. That's why I can see this lie and you are part of the lie. So this is why when you see where it says that Yahweh hated Esau, he hated Esau because he knew one day in this world, one would be produced to overthrow his lies. That's why he hated Esau, because he knew who Esau was. What behooves any God of passion and love and wanting for the people to hate something without a cause? That's Satan. This is what I've been trying to tell you the whole time. You're following Satan and don't even know it. You the sheep led astray. And I'm here trying to redirect you so you can come back around and understand what's going on. Esau has always been the one with the covet. Go look at Genesis 17:2-10. Go look at Genesis 17:18-22. It always says the seed after Isaac. Well, the seed after Isaac, again, is Esau. There's no question. Why would Esau and Rebekah have to go through all that idiocy to try to get the blessing if Rebekah really talked to the God of Abraham? They would all be on the same page. But the author of confusion, which Rebekah would cause, And the reason why I'm trying to break your pineal gland so you can wake up and come out of that stupor that you've been in by the cause of Adam and Eve 2,000 or 6,000 years ago, you're stuck in a spiritual funk. You're not raised in spirituality. You lust in your flesh. You have no idea what's going on. And I'm speaking to you spiritually. That's why you don't understand my words. You're lost in the words of your father, Jacob, who is an underling to Yahweh, a God that murders and kills. He says, go kill all the people, don't spare the females. And you call me like a male chauvinist, and your God said, kill the women and the children? I've killed no one. So how could you even try to play? See, that's the antics that demons do to try to recreate or redirect the truth, and they try to spin it. But anytime you do something like that, when you point a finger, always remember, JJ, you got 3 pointing back at you. So when you tried to put that on myself here, it was your man, Jacob. He was the one that was the liar. When you talk about a character, he was the coveter. Doesn't the 10 Commandments say thou shalt not covet? Doesn't the 10 Commandments say thou should not kill? Thou should not steal? Thou shalt not lie? He did all of that stuff. So you can't show me a scripture where Esau is doing any of that. And for the last time, let me explain something to you. Esau did have women by Hittites and Canaanites. I never claimed that side of Esau through the story. I said Ishmael and Isaac's line. I can't talk about any other line. Those lines are corrupted, 100%. They're just like your line with Rebecca. They're all corrupted. That's where you make your grave mistake. Nobody over here. Yeah, he's done.
I mean,
put the headstone on him.
You want to let him go, JJ? All right.
Yeah, he's done.
Houston to JJ.
He's
Mic
done.
check JJ.
He's done. This lady's bandaging him up right now. He's done. He's done. She's like, baby, get off that phone. It's over.
Come on, man. Come on. Hold on.
He might come back with a bandage on his head. Nice.
Okay.
He probably got a stake on his eye. Stop it.
It did look like you kind of leveled up the guns a little bit. It did look like
I had to level up nothing. It was over. I was chilling.
Well,
remember, it was a slow walk. It's a slow walk.
We gotta see. Oh, you was saving all that. We gonna see what you Hey, that was.
I'm gonna tell you when he's gonna come back. When I talk to people like him, he had to go to the bathroom. I'm gonna tell you what happened. He had to release his bladder. Can't handle this. He can't handle this. He had to go to the bathroom. I'm telling you.
JJ, you there? Countdown. We gonna count 10. No, I'm like, I ain't gonna do it, boy. Like, we just joking.
He's out.
JJ, you good? Hold on, you back, JJ?
Man, he's washing his hands. He'll be back. He washing his hands right now. I think. I hope he is, because if he actually, he might not be, because he from Jacob line. They some nasty people.
That was okay. Well, so let me ask you something, Duran. While I got you, I guess right now, what would you say was your best round so far?
All of them.
What's your strongest round? So
all
far?
of them. All of them. It was all done first to share with the people how the Bible brings up the conversation of who gets the covenant and the seed. So if you don't know who, he back there wailing. He on the wailing wall.
Mic check, JJ.
Man, I'm going to get off here if this guy do.
We're going to give him a second, man. Go ahead and let it look. We're going to give it a second. Yeah, man. Coming live. We're bringing it to y'all, man. First ever debate to the death.
He's dead. Listen, there's no way this man could not be on this phone right now.
You can only way out is death, submission, or
Well,
tap out.
he got 10 seconds because he dead. That's all he got. He got 10 seconds.
He got this.
You got 10. I'm not gonna sit here and wait for him.
Oh.
He's done.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Jump on.
Oh, good. All right. JJ, y'all, man. You ready? Are you ready, JJ? Mic check, JJ.
This guy. He's weird. Oh my gosh.
Mic check, JJ. Can we get a mic check?
Bruh, he don't want no more. Hey, Silky, I gotta work tomorrow. I done gave this man more than 5 minutes.
Oh, well, let me give him a hot 3 check. Now, JJ going once, JJ going twice.
JJ going. All right, so let him know. Let him know he's out.
I got you, man. Yeah, man. Good stuff, man. Oh yeah, y'all have a good one, man. Enjoy your night. Y'all,
all right, bro. Peace.
Yeah, man. Alrighty, good stuff.
Hey, y'all, don't listen to this nonsense if he tries to come back on here. Go look at 217 with 17 seconds showing him saying in the pursuit. All right, Stuck. I'll hit you on the back chat later, bro. Peace.
Alrighty, man. Peace out. JJ.
And see you tap out, King.
Oh, is he there? Hold on. He might. JJ. He's chopping a little bit. We can't hear you. You got to unmute. Are you on mute? Well, he left now, JJ. He said he had to go to sleep. Yeah, get to work. But yeah, man, good stuff, bruh. Y'all boys duking it out. Big Duke slugfest, mates. Y'all with 12, 13 rounds. I mean, if you want to rebut that last one, but I can't hear you. Like,
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Okay, I can hear you now. Yeah, where you? What happened? I ain't chopping up. All right, JJ, man. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and let you close it on out, man.
Okay. Yeah, man. Hold up.
Yeah, man. Y'all seeing it here, man. McNasty work. Hey, it's about the punches, man, the hits and landing. You got to land your hits. You got to strike first. You know what I'm saying? No mercy. We pulling out the big guns. No little guns. Leave them little guns alone. And, you know what I'm saying? It's all about how you play it. The offense is everything. Defense is good. You got to get some good defense, but that offense, you got to know how to work the offense, side step, pivot. You got to know how to do all that stuff. Bob and weave, duck, dodge, dive. All right, you know what I'm saying? Roll out, step in, step out, roll with the punches. You feel me? That's what we all about over here, man. Real intellectual, you know what I'm saying, warfare. Real gladiator work up in here, man. We hop in the ring and we bang it out. You feel me? Ain't no crime. We ain't making no excuses. We getting it in. So, you know what I'm saying? Very first ever, you know what I'm saying? Going down to history, here it is. Y'all seen it here first, folks. This is the first ever. It's here. You know what I'm saying? Debate to the death. You know what I'm saying? Them boys went a mean double-digit rounds back and forth. They kept their decorum, respect amongst the fighters, you know what I'm saying, in the ring. They wasn't talking each other. They wasn't cussing each other out. They wasn't cutting each other off. They was literally getting it. That's how you do it, man. That's what the juggernauts do. That's what the best do. If you're able to rock like that, go toe-to-toe, you know what I'm saying, toe-to-toe till you ain't got no more. All right, because we're gonna try to demolish you and destroy everything you got and are made of. You feel me? But yeah, man, here it go. Y'all seen it here first. JJ7K. Shout out to that boy Duran. They was putting in work tonight. Both of these boys putting in major work. This is an 8-year beef. You know what I'm saying? This beef got some time on it. This beef is marinated and they finally hatched it out. Or is this just the beginning? You know what I'm saying? So this is definitely great to see it. You know what I'm saying? I enjoyed it. I hope y'all enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying? As much as I did. Yeah, this is just the beginning, folks. This is just the beginning.
Be honest, you know, it was, as y'all can see after a while, man, he ran out of gas, man. I don't know. I had technical difficulty. I don't know what he said on his way out, but he knew I was coming back on. I could have kept going. I had so much information to blow your wig back. But I commend him for getting up here trying. But your premise is faulty. And if you don't have any scholarly backing to you know, help substantiate your claim, then you just really going off your own opinion. You remember he kept saying, "Oh, yeah, you see, JJ is using articles or whatever." I came prepared with my fighting points. You just read up some scriptures out the Bible, so when you get back in the ring with me, be better prepared. Stick to the topic. You never addressed how Esau has the spiritual inheritance. You kept dealing with the blessing. You kept dealing with the blessing and the what's the other one you get? Birthright. Blessing and birthright. That's what you kept dealing with. And you never addressed the title of what we were talking about. So you guys, you got to sharpen it up, man. And then you see, ladies and gentlemen, he didn't want to debate. That was his debate right there. That's why I knew he wasn't going to debate me, and that's why I came with, I'm gonna treat it like a debate. You see? And then remember we went to the question part. I said these are questions I'm going to ask you, but don't answer them until it's your turn. He didn't. Go back and watch the tape. It was cool. I liked it. You know, like you say, I can't get a real debate though, man. You know, I don't know what I got next lined up. I guess go back into hibernation. I don't know, man. Taz running. Bro. Hey, so when you get to this level, man, it's hard to get a debate, bro. You see? But what did he say on his way out? Did he say he want to get in the ring? Did he want to debate? Or he said he acted like he proved something? What did he do? So I missed his last thing.
He said he said he tried to wait on you. He said he was trying to wait on you.
Mm.
And
but he didn't
he said he had to go to work. He said he would have waited, but he had to go. He said he tried to wait as long as he could, and he had to go to work. You know what I'm saying? Mm. And good, you know what I'm saying? Good sportsman. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's all good, man. But yeah. So like I say, man, his premise is off. He couldn't provide nobody is really backing him up. He wants to go on, you know, what he believed. So so he and then I broke it down. See, I said, well, this Esau represents also a lower self. We talk about esoteric meanings, you know. And then the other one was supposed to represent your higher self. Like you say, I could have went through here, and because he said something that I do want to show you. I do want to read something real quick. He said something about, oh yeah, he's a sinner. He's a sinner, but I mean, the creator in that book, he used all kind of different people who had flaws. Nobody was perfect. You see what I'm saying?
JJ, can you tell us what was the name of the title of the topic? What was the title of the debate again?
Did Jacob steal Esau's spiritual inheritance? He couldn't have stolen it because he never had a spiritual inheritance. All Esau had was because he was the oldest sibling, so he had the blessing, and then he had a birthright, which those two kind of work together. That's all he had. But the title, but I told him when we set this up, I said, so you saying that Jacob stole the spiritual inheritance? This inheritance is at the end is coming through Christ and all that. It has to be a specific bloodline, according to the book. They go through because of the fall of man in the garden. He never addressed that, man. So he's going to continue to run around here and teach this nonsense, and I'm going to continue to be here to slap him around. Let me just show y'all an example of how, real quick. No, I'm gonna say something, because you know what? If he ain't here, you know, I'm gonna say something. But yeah, man, great show.
We're gonna close it out. If anything, we'll start another live, but definitely let's close it out, seal it, cap it for the night, put it on ice if we got to. We got to pick it back up. You know what I'm saying? If they both wake up, you know what I'm saying, from the ashes and say it ain't over because it's on site like Kill Bill. All right, you know what I'm saying? We don't play around here. All right, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's only one tiger can be on the hill.
Well, we're lying, so that tiger gonna get ate up, coming in the den, them rusty teeth. You see what I'm saying? You better come better than you did tonight. This was a sparring match for me, because I could have kept going for another 2 hours. You hear me, Jay Snake the Great? Yeah, Kareem, he destroyed his point. I mean, I destroyed his point. You know, he got mad. We ain't gonna bring that up, but he got mad about Flyer, man, from a debate. I remember that. Yeah, you spelled my name right. It was something like that, but I ain't gonna talk about him. I appreciate it. He waited 8 years for this, y'all. So yeah, man. A great show, man. And everybody's sharing it, man. Please hit that like, share, and subscribe. This is the first, but it won't be the last debate to death.
Most definitely, man. 8-year beef solidified. Put on the grill, cooked up and ate tonight. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Your boy Silky D. I'm putting away 8-year beefs. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting that out the way. Let's get all this stuff handled. We're gonna handle this like men. You want to fight? Let's do it right. You know, that's like Joe Jackson in the Jackson 5. All right.
Personal attacks. I caught on that. That's wait a minute. Who's accused? JJ, you supposed to be cooking this. I did cook it. What you talking about, bro? I know you couldn't possibly been watching the whole demonstration. You couldn't have. Because the topic was I proved that Jacob didn't even have a spiritual inheritance. I proved that. He got cooked. He started arguing about a birthright and a blessing that's earthly. Has nothing to do with the spiritual inheritance. I even went in and talked about the fall of mankind. So even though Abraham was the father of many nations, out of all, the father he had to be one of the nations had to come up out of there to get things redirected back in order. So there was a divine presence, a divine intervention that superseded any man-made. Oh, okay, I'm the oldest, I get this, and I get the blessing and all that. Okay, earthly stuff is cool. I also showed Cube that Esau had no connection to the creator of his Bible. So I did a lot, and he lost, and that's why he's not gonna get the ring, and he definitely gonna come against me. Speaking of, he might get some of y'all out there with this topic, but not me. So that being said, we're gonna get up out of here, man. Thank y'all for watching. We've been on for 3 hours. Peace and blessings. If anybody agree with him, hey, y'all can come up here and get it too. That's real talk. So, peace to my queen, my wife, my favorite tenant. Peace to the Lions Den, Karima, Neil Love, the rest of the team. We out. Thank you, sir.
Scholar, get the clock out. Claiming you a scholar, get the clock out. Wanna murder me, but never hurt me. Intellectually, it's a murder scene. Claiming you a scholar, get the clock out. Claiming you a scholar, get the clock out. Black excellence at its finest. Yeah, using big words, but he can't define it. Then it hit him with the cannon, don't you stand behind him. It's about to get hot, why don't you change the climate? nothing but a novice and he show his heart. Man, I think this rookie's done sticking with a fork. Yeah, he treading water, swimming with the sharks. You will never see the light, living in the dark. The only thing he study is this information. Till I show him all his flaws and his calculation. Try to leave his dummy dead as a demonstration. So I hit him with the cake with no hesitation. It's a wealth of knowledge you ain't never seen. Chop his body up and weigh the dead on a triple beam. Got this bully on my phone and he keep calling me. Need me to come and pick him up from another murder scene. And he's telling me, I don't know why they keep invading me. I said we just don't keep kicking their ass into reality. Judas 7,000 said they want a war, but they should have already known that we were looking for. Wanna murder me, even never heard of me. Intellectually, it's a murder scene. Claiming you a scholar, get the clock out. Claiming you a scholar.